Holding your pee too long. All right, let me ask you something real quick. Be honest. Have you ever been in the middle of something, maybe you're watching a movie, stuck in traffic, playing a game, or in a meeting that feels like it's never gonna end, and suddenly, boom, nature calls. You gotta pee. But instead of heading straight to the bathroom, what do? You hold it. You tell yourself, I'll go later, or just 5 more minutes. And then those 5 minutes turn into 30, maybe more. Sound familiar? Yeah, we've all done it. It feels like one of those totally harmless little things, right? I mean, come on, what's the worst that could happen from holding your pee for a while? It's not like your bladder's gonna explode, or is it? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving, not literally, thankfully, into how this seemingly innocent habit of holding in your pee could actually be secretly sabotaging your body. And trust me, after this, you might think twice before ignoring that urge. First off, let's break down what's actually happening inside your body when you feel the need to pee. Your kidneys are constantly filtering your blood, pulling out waste, toxins, and excess fluids. That waste turns into urine, which gets stored in your bladder, basically like a little biological water balloon. The average adult bladder can comfortably hold about 400–500 milliliters of pee. For context, that's roughly the size of a bottle of soda. Now, your bladder is a stretchy, muscular organ, and it's pretty good at holding things in for a while. But it's not meant to be a permanent storage unit. When your bladder starts to fill up, stretch receptors in the bladder walls send a signal to your brain that basically says, hey, we're reaching capacity here. Time to make a bathroom trip. But here's where the modern human brain kicks in. We love to ignore our bodies. We get busy, distracted, lazy, or maybe we just don't feel like dealing with the public restroom. It looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. So we ignore the signal. And if you're thinking, nah, my bladder can handle it, well, kinda, but also not really. See, repeatedly holding your pee for long periods isn't just uncomfortable. It can actually cause real damage over time. Let me break it down. First problem, bladder stretching. When you constantly hold in your pee, your bladder starts to stretch beyond its natural healthy limit. And the more you stretch it, the weaker those muscles can get. Think of it like a worn-out elastic waistband. It just doesn't snap back the way it used to. That can lead to a decreased ability to fully empty your bladder when you finally do go. And guess what? That leftover urine hanging around creates a cozy little environment for bacteria to grow, which brings us to problem number 2, urinary tract infections, aka UTIs. If you're someone who frequently holds your pee, especially for long stretches, you might be raising your risk of UTIs without even realizing it. The reason? Bacteria love stagnant urine. When you don't empty your bladder regularly, you're basically giving those little microbes a chance to party. And trust me, it's the party you don't want to be invited to. UTIs can be painful, annoying, and if left untreated, they can even spread to your kidneys. And kidney infections? Yeah, those are no joke. Speaking of kidneys, holding your pee too often or too long can actually increase pressure on your kidneys. Your urinary system is like a one-way street. Bladder fills, you pee, cycle continues. But when you keep holding it in, that urine backs up, creating extra pressure on the ureters, the tubes that connect your kidneys to your bladder, and your kidneys themselves. Over time, this can potentially contribute to kidney damage, especially if you're already prone to kidney issues. And hey, before you think I'm just here to scare you with all these health problems, let me hit you with a fun fact. Did you know that in extreme, rare cases, it is actually possible for your bladder to rupture if you hold in enough pee for long enough? Yep, it sounds like an urban legend, but it's medically documented. It's super rare, but when it happens, it's a medical emergency. We're talking emergency surgery, hospital stay, the whole works. And no, I'm not saying your bladder's gonna explode next time you hold it for an hour, but maybe don't push your luck. Now I get it. Sometimes you have to hold it. You're stuck on a long drive, the bathroom is occupied, you're giving a presentation, life happens. But making a habit of ignoring your body's signals? That's where the real danger creeps in. It's also worth mentioning that over time, constantly holding your pee can mess with your brain-bladder connection. Your body is supposed to have a reliable feedback loop. Your bladder fills, your brain gets the signal, you go. But if you keep overriding that system, your brain starts getting mixed messages. That can lead to issues like increased urgency, feeling like you have to pee all the time, or difficulty fully emptying your bladder. It's like your body's internal plumbing system gets glitchy. And for the ladies out there, sorry to say, you're already at higher risk for UTIs just by biology. The female urethra is shorter than the male urethra, which means bacteria have a shorter trip to the bladder. So holding your pee, extra risky. Okay, but let's keep it real. I'm not here to tell you to panic every time you hold your pee for a few minutes. But if you find yourself doing it regularly, day after day, especially for long stretches, it might be time to rethink that habit. So, what can you do about it? Simple. Listen to your body. When you feel the urge, go. It's not complicated, but in our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, we've gotten used to ignoring those natural signals. Try building in bathroom breaks during your day, especially if you're working long hours or have a busy schedule. And if you're someone who struggles with access to clean bathrooms, totally understandable, plan ahead where possible. Also, stay hydrated. Weirdly enough, some people drink less water because they don't want to have to pee as often. But dehydration actually makes your urine more concentrated, which can irritate your bladder and increase the risk of UTIs. So yeah, drink water. Just don't hold it in forever. At the end of the day, your body is giving you signals for a reason. And as tempting as it is to hit the mental snooze button on that bathroom trip, ignoring those signals too often can come back to bite you. Or rather, your kidneys. So, next time you feel that familiar urge creeping up, do your bladder a favor. Just go. Trust me, your body will thank you for it.
Cracking your knuckles too often? All right, let me just ask you this. Are you one of those people, the knuckle crackers, the person who, without even thinking, starts popping their fingers in the middle of a conversation, during a movie, while scrolling on your phone, or maybe even right now as you're watching this video? Snap, pop, crack. It's oddly satisfying, isn't it? That little pop sound kind of feels like you're resetting your fingers. But have you ever wondered, is cracking your knuckles actually bad for you? Or is that just something your grandma told you to scare you? You know the line, stop cracking your knuckles or you'll get arthritis. But is that true? And more importantly, could this weird little habit be secretly messing with your body, even if it feels totally harmless? Well, buckle in, finger poppers. We've got some interesting stuff to unpack. First of all, let's be real. Cracking your knuckles is one of those things that's almost reflexive. You probably don't even realize when you're doing it half the time. You feel a little tension in your fingers, you twist or pull them just right, and pop, instant satisfaction. Some people crack their knuckles when they're nervous. Others do it when they're bored. And for some, it's practically a morning routine. Stretch, yawn, crack your knuckles, start the day. And hey, it's not just fingers. People crack their necks, their backs, their toes. Basically, if it's got a joint, someone out there is probably cracking it. But for today, we're zooming in on the classic, the knuckle crack. Now, here's the thing. Most of us think this habit is harmless. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It actually feels kind of good. That satisfying little pop feels like releasing tension. And after all, you're not exactly doing extreme sports with your fingers. You're just giving them a little stretch, right? Plus, tons of people do it. Your friends do it, your coworkers, maybe your parents. Heck, even your teacher probably cracked their knuckles before handing out your exam papers. Pure intimidation tactic. It's everywhere. And because it's so common and feels so harmless, nobody really questions it. But should we? Okay, let's talk science. What's actually happening when you crack your knuckles? First, no, your bones aren't grinding together or snapping out of place. That popping sound comes from tiny gas bubbles in the synovial fluid. That's the slippery, lubricating fluid inside your joints. When you stretch or bend your fingers just right, the pressure inside the joint changes, and those gas bubbles rapidly collapse or form, creating that familiar pop. Kind of wild, right? It's like your joints are making their own little bubble wrap. So far, it sounds harmless. And to be fair, occasionally cracking your knuckles, probably no big deal. But when you do it all the time, especially aggressively or forcefully, that's when your body might start protesting. Here's why. Over time, repetitive cracking can stretch out the ligaments around your joints. Those are the tough bands of tissue that help keep your joints stable. Constantly stressing your joints this way can lead to reduced grip strength and decreased stability in your fingers. Some studies even suggest that habitual knuckle cracking might cause joint swelling or a subtle decrease in hand function over time. Now, I'm not saying your fingers are going to fall off if you crack your knuckles every day, but think about it like this. If you repeatedly overextend or stress any part of your body, your knees, your shoulders, your wrists, eventually you're going to wear down the tissues. Your fingers? Same deal. There's also anecdotal evidence of people developing chronic joint irritation from excessive knuckle cracking. You might start feeling stiffness, soreness, or just general discomfort, and that satisfying pop suddenly comes with a side of regret. And now let's address the big myth, the one your grandma warned you about. Cracking your knuckles gives you arthritis. Good news is that's mostly false. Multiple studies, including a famous one by Dr. Donald Unger, who, fun fact, cracked the knuckles on his left hand every day for over 60 years while leaving his right hand untouched, found no increased risk of arthritis in habitual knuckle crackers. So, arthritis, not directly linked. But remember, that doesn't mean the habit is completely harmless. And here's a quirky little fun fact. That popping sound? It actually takes about 20 to 30 minutes for those gas bubbles to reform before you can crack the same joint again. So, if you've ever wondered why you can't just endlessly pop your fingers, that's why. Your joints need a reset period. Okay, be honest with me. How often do you crack your knuckles? Are you the once in a while for fun type? Or are you a full-blown knuckle-cracking addict? Like, do your fingers practically feel weird if you don't pop them every hour? And maybe more importantly, have you ever noticed soreness, stiffness, or that your grip feels weaker after a cracking session? No judgment, we've all got our weird little habits, but it's worth paying attention to, right? So if you're sitting there realizing, okay, maybe I cracked my knuckles more than I thought, what can you actually do about it? Good news is you don't have to go cold turkey. Here's what helps. Pay attention to when and why you do it. A lot of knuckle cracking is triggered by stress, boredom, or anxiety. Becoming aware of the habit is half the battle. Find alternative stress relievers, fidget toys, stress balls, hand stretches, all great options that give your hands something to do without stressing your joints. Strengthen your hand muscles. Simple grip exercises or using therapy putty can help improve finger strength and stability, reducing the urge to crack your knuckles. Set boundaries. Try limiting how often you crack your knuckles, maybe only once every few hours rather than every few minutes. And if you feel pain, swelling, or stiffness, don't ignore it. See a doctor or hand specialist. Better safe than sorry. At the end of the day, cracking your knuckles probably isn't going to destroy your hands overnight, but it's not as harmless as it feels either. Your body's built to handle occasional pops and cracks, sure, but constant, aggressive knuckle cracking, it's kind of like poking the same spot over and over. Eventually, something's going to get irritated. So maybe next time that urge to snap your fingers hits, take a pause. Give your joints a break. Your hands do a lot for you. Typing, grabbing, holding, waving. Might as well keep them in good shape, right?
Sleeping on your stomach. How do you sleep? Are you the cozy side sleeper, the flat on your back type, or are you part of the rare squad that sleeps face down like you just crash-landed on your bed? If you're a stomach sleeper, I bet you've heard people say, "That looks uncomfortable," or "Isn't that bad for you?" And maybe you've brushed it off, thinking, come on, it feels great. I sleep like a baby. But here's the thing. Is sleeping on your stomach really as harmless as it feels, or is the super comfy position actually low-key wrecking your body over time? Well, let's talk about it. Because it turns out the way you sleep might be saying a lot more about your health than you think. So here's the deal. Some people just love sleeping on their stomachs. It feels secure, it can help you fall asleep faster, and let's be honest, sometimes it's the only way you can find a comfy spot, especially if you had a rough day. A lot of stomach sleepers swear they can't rest any other way. If you've ever tried switching positions, you probably just end up tossing and turning, feeling weird and uncomfortable, until you finally give in and go back to what feels natural, belly down, arms hugged around the pillow. And for some, sleeping on their stomach seems to help reduce snoring, which is kind of a bonus, right? Maybe your partner even thanks you for it. But just because it feels good doesn't always mean it is good. Sleeping is supposed to be the ultimate rest mode, right? You're literally lying there doing nothing. How could that possibly hurt you? Plus, most people think, hey, I woke up fine. I don't feel any pain. What's the big deal? And let's face it, stomach sleeping feels safe. You feel hugged by the bed, kind of like you're hiding from the world. There's a weird comfort in pressing your body into the mattress. It's like you're fully grounded. So yeah, from the outside, it seems like the least harmful thing you could possibly do. You're just catching some Z's. But your body might not totally agree with you. Okay, let's break down what's actually happening when you sleep on your stomach. First problem, your neck. When you're lying face down, you can't really breathe through the mattress, right? So your head has to twist to one side, usually staying in that awkward turns position for hours. This puts a ton of pressure on your cervical spine. That's the part of your neck that holds up your head. Imagine spending 7 or 8 hours a night with your head twisted as far as it can go. If you sat at your desk with your head turned to the side all day, you'd probably feel miserable. But when you do it while sleeping, you don't notice it, until you wake up with neck pain, stiffness, or even headaches. Second problem, your back. Sleeping on your stomach flattens the natural curve in your lower spine. This can strain your back muscles and the discs in your spine, leading to chronic lower back pain over time. Even worse, stomach sleeping can create a weird pressure imbalance in your body. Your chest and stomach sink into the mattress, your spine twists to compensate, and your hips can even get pushed into unnatural positions. Long story short, your whole alignment gets thrown out of whack. Third problem, nerve compression. When you sleep with your arms under your head or body, you might be cutting off circulation or putting pressure on your nerves. That's why you sometimes wake up with a numb hand or that awful pins and needles feeling. It's not just annoying. If it happens regularly, it can cause more serious nerve irritation or even long-term sensitivity. Here's a fun fact. Less than 10% of people are stomach sleepers. It's actually the least common sleep position, but despite that, it's also one of the most stubborn habits to break. Why? Because stomach sleeping often starts in childhood, and it becomes wired into your sleep routine. And there's a weird myth floating around that sleeping on your stomach helps with digestion. Nope, not really. In fact, this position can sometimes make things worse by putting pressure on your abdomen, especially if you've just eaten before bed. Also, some people think stomach sleeping helps with snoring, which can be true for some folks, but it's not a cure, and the risks to your neck and back often outweigh that small benefit. So tell me, do you sleep on your stomach? Like, really think about it. What's your go-to position when you're falling asleep, and how do you usually wake up? Be honest, have you ever woken up with neck pain, a sore back, or weird arm numbness but didn't really know why? Maybe you've just gotten used to brushing it off like, oh, I must have slept funny. But what if you've actually been sleeping wrong for years, and your body's been quietly begging you to stop? Okay. If you're a dedicated stomach sleeper, don't panic, but let's talk about what you can do to help your body out. Tip 1. Try to gradually switch to side or back sleeping. I get it, this is tough, but you can train yourself to adjust over time by using supportive pillows. hugging a body pillow can make side sleeping feel more secure, kind of like that hugged by the bed feeling you love. Tip 2, use a thinner pillow or no pillow at all. If you just can't give up stomach sleeping, at least lower the strain on your neck by using a very flat pillow or none, so your neck isn't craning as much. Tip 3, put a pillow under your hips. This can help maintain a better spine alignment and take some pressure off your lower back. Tip 4, stretch your neck and back daily. If you insist on stomach sleeping, make sure you're doing regular neck and spine stretches to prevent tightness from building up. Tip 5, listen to your body. If you start noticing more frequent pain, stiffness, or discomfort, that's your body waving a little red flag at you. Don't ignore it. Look, at the end of the day, your sleep position is super personal. Nobody's going to show up at your house with a sleep police badge telling you how to rest. But here's the thing. Your body does a lot of healing and recovery while you sleep, so it makes sense to give it the best chance to rest in a way that supports it, not stresses it. So maybe, just maybe tonight, you'll think twice before belly flopping onto your bed. And hey, who knows? You might just discover that your new favorite sleep position is also the one that leaves you feeling way better in the morning.
Wearing headphones for too long. All right, real talk. How many hours a day do you wear headphones? Be honest. Is it just for your commute, or maybe you've got them on during work, while gaming, hitting the gym, binge-watching Netflix, and before you know it, they're practically glued to your head 24/7. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Headphones have become like an extension of our bodies at this point. But here's the million-dollar question. Can wearing them for hours on end actually mess with your health? Like, is it secretly harming your ears or even your brain without you realizing it? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to hear might make you want to take those headphones off, at least for a little while. Okay, so let's break this down. Headphones are awesome. No arguments there. They let you zone out from the world, vibe to your favorite playlist, take calls, binge podcasts, or get lost in a gaming session without disturbing anyone. And with noise-canceling tech these days, it's like you're in your own little bubble. No screaming babies, no annoying coworkers, no loud traffic, just pure, uninterrupted sound. Plus, let's be honest, sometimes throwing on headphones is the ultimate don't talk to me signal when you're not in the mood for human interaction. But the problem starts when hours go by and those headphones never come off. On the surface, it feels totally harmless. You're just listening to music or a podcast. You're not blasting music through speakers or standing next to a jackhammer. It's all contained, all personal. How bad could it really be? And for a lot of people, headphones help them focus, especially in noisy environments like open offices or crowded public spaces. Some even wear them without playing anything, just for the peace and quiet. It doesn't look dangerous, and it definitely doesn't feel dangerous, at least not right away. But your ears and even your brain might have a different opinion after hours of constant headphone use. So what's actually happening when you wear headphones for too long? First off, your ears need to breathe. When you've got headphones or earbuds in for hours, especially the over-ear or in-ear types, you're trapping heat and moisture around your ears. This creates a warm, moist environment, basically a party for bacteria and fungi. That's why people who constantly wear headphones sometimes deal with ear infections, irritation, or that gross, itchy feeling inside their ears. Second, the volume danger. Even if you think you're listening at a reasonable volume, your ears can get desensitized over time. So what used to sound loud now feels normal, and you subconsciously crank up the volume more and more. Here's a wild fact. Experts say anything over 85 decibels for extended periods can cause permanent hearing damage. For context, most smartphones and music apps can easily pump out 100 decibels or more, if you're not careful. So if you're blasting music directly into your ears for hours a day, yeah, your hearing's taking a hit, even if you don't notice it yet. Third, earwax buildup. Gross, I know, but constant headphone use can push earwax deeper into your ear canal. This can lead to blockages, muffled hearing, and even infections if it gets bad enough. And lastly, brain fatigue. Believe it or not, your brain works hard to process constant audio input, especially with noise-canceling headphones. It's like your brain's constantly filtering out background noise, even if you're not aware of it, which can contribute to mental fatigue and headaches over time. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that headphones were originally invented for telephone operators back in the 1800s? Those early headsets weighed over 5 pounds and looked like some steampunk sci-fi gadget. Imagine carrying that around all day. Thankfully, headphones have come a long way, but our ears haven't evolved as fast as the tech. Also, there's a common myth that noise-canceling headphones block all sound, but that's not totally true. They cancel out consistent background noises, like airplane hums or office chatter, but sharp, sudden sounds can still sneak through. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually timed how long you've had your headphones on in a day? Do you ever go hours, maybe even your entire work shift, without taking them off? Do your ears ever feel sore, itchy, or kind of gross? Or have you noticed that you're constantly turning up the volume because things don't sound as loud as they used to? Be honest with yourself. Your future hearing depends on it. All right, don't panic. I'm not here to tell you to ditch your headphones forever. But here's how to protect yourself without giving up your music or podcasts. Tip 1. Follow the 60-60 rule. Keep your volume at 60% or lower and limit listening to 60 minutes at a time. After that, give your ears a short break. Tip 2. Clean your headphones regularly, especially earbuds. They collect bacteria like crazy. Wipe them down with a disinfectant or alcohol wipe every couple of days. Tip 3. Let your ears breathe. Take off your headphones completely for a few hours each day to reduce heat and moisture buildup. Tip 4. Be extra careful with noise-canceling headphones. They're great for blocking noise, but you might not realize how loud your audio is. Always double-check your volume settings. And tip 5, get your hearing tested. If you notice ringing, muffled sounds, or hearing loss, don't wait. Get it checked. Early action can prevent long-term damage. Look, headphones are amazing. I use them. You probably use them. They're part of modern life. But your ears, you only get one set. So enjoy your playlists, your podcast, your movie marathons, but don't forget to give your ears the love and care they deserve. Because trust me, 20 years from now, you'll want to still hear your favorite song, not just remember how it sounded.
Brushing your teeth too hard. All right, let's do a quick check-in. When you brush your teeth, do you do it gently or do you go full Hulk mode, scrubbing like you're trying to clean grout off the bathroom tiles? Be honest, because a lot of us think the harder we brush, the cleaner our teeth get. It kind of feels logical, right? More pressure equals more clean? Yeah, turns out, not exactly. What if I told you that your enthusiastic brushing could actually be quietly wrecking your teeth and gums? Stick around, because this is one of those habits that feels responsible but might secretly be messing you up. Okay, brushing your teeth is like the first thing you learn as a kid about hygiene. Your parents drilled it into your head. Brush twice a day. Don't forget to brush your teeth after candy. Brush properly or your teeth will rot and fall out. So naturally, as adults, we want to do it right. And sometimes that means going hard. You stand in front of the mirror, armed with your toothbrush, ready to battle plaque like it's your mortal enemy. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Maybe even with one of those hard bristled brushes because, hey, it feels more effective. And for those 2 minutes, you're on a mission. But here's the thing. Your teeth aren't tile floors. They don't need aggressive scrubbing. In fact, too much force can actually damage them. And your gums too. On the surface, brushing hard feels like the responsible thing to do. I mean, you want to avoid cavities, prevent bad breath, get rid of coffee stains. Makes sense, right? More effort equals better results. That logic works at the gym. Why not with your teeth? Plus, if your teeth feel smooth and squeaky clean afterward, it feels like you've done a good job. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't bleed, most of the time, and no one's stopping you, so it must be fine. Or so you think. But your teeth and gums aren't built to handle constant aggressive scrubbing, and they'll quietly start showing signs of wear. Signs most of us totally miss until it's too late. Here is what actually happens when you brush your teeth like you're trying to sandpaper them. First, enamel erosion. Your teeth have this hard, protective layer called enamel. It's basically your teeth body armor, shielding them from decay and sensitivity. But enamel isn't invincible. Aggressive brushing literally scrapes it away over time. And once enamel's gone, bad news, it doesn't grow back. Your teeth become super sensitive to hot, cold, or sweet things, and they're more vulnerable to cavities. Second, gum recession. Brushing too hard pushes your gums back, exposing the roots of your teeth. The roots, they're not protected by enamel. So now you've got exposed, sensitive areas, and your teeth can even start to look longer or uneven. Not a good look, and definitely not good for your health. Third, increased risk of cavities. Ironically, damaging your enamel and gums creates the perfect setup for, you guessed it, cavities and infections, the exact things you were trying to avoid with all that aggressive brushing in the first place. Fourth, toothbrush damage. Hard brushing frays your toothbrush way faster. If your bristles are splayed out like a palm tree after a week, that's a clear sign you're going way too hard. Here's a fun and slightly embarrassing fact. Dentists actually have a name for people who brush too hard. They call them toothbrush abusers. Yeah, that's a real thing. Imagine going to your dentist and getting diagnosed as a toothbrush abuser. Ouch. And for the record, the whole hard bristled toothbrush cleans better myth, totally false. In fact, most dentists recommend soft bristled brushes for pretty much everyone. They clean just as well, without the damage. So now I gotta ask, when's the last time you actually looked at your toothbrush? Are the bristles splayed out like a deranged porcupine? Do your gums ever feel sore or look like they're pulling back? Have you noticed increased tooth sensitivity lately? And when you brush, are you pressing down hard or letting the bristles do the work? Because chances are, if you're like most people, you might be brushing way more aggressively than you realize. Don't worry, fixing this habit is super easy. Here's how to brush the right way. Tip 1. Use a soft bristled toothbrush. It's gentle on your gums and enamel, but still effective at removing plaque. Tip 2. Let the brush do the work. You don't need to press hard. A light, gentle, circular motion is all it takes. Imagine you're massaging your teeth, not attacking them. Tip 3. Hold your toothbrush with just 3 fingers. It sounds weird, but this naturally limits how much pressure you can apply. You physically can't press too hard this way. Tip 4. Replace your toothbrush every 3 months, or sooner if the bristles look worn out. Frayed bristles don't clean well and can irritate your gums. Tip 5. Consider an electric toothbrush. Many electric brushes have pressure sensors that alert you if you're brushing too hard. It takes the guesswork out of it. Bonus tip, talk to your dentist if you notice gum recession or tooth sensitivity. They can spot the signs of overbrushing early. Look, brushing your teeth is one of the easiest ways to take care of your health, but it's also one of those sneaky habits where more effort doesn't always mean better results. Sometimes being gentle is actually the smartest move. So, next time you're standing in front of the mirror, toothbrush in hand, take a breath. Go easy. Your teeth and gums will thank you, and your future dental bills might too.
Sitting for too long. All right, let me paint a picture for you. You wake up, sit down for breakfast, drive or commute to work, sitting, sit at your desk all day, get home, sit on the couch, maybe binge watch a show, and before you know it, you've spent, what, 10, maybe even 12 hours sitting? Sound familiar? Yeah, same here. But here's the wild part. Scientists are literally calling sitting the new smoking. Yep, sitting. I know, it sounds dramatic, but there's some legit science behind it. And trust me, by the end of this, you might want to stand up, like immediately. Sitting is just part of modern life. We sit to eat, to work, to drive, to relax. And with laptops, smartphones, endless streaming services, it's almost impossible not to be parked in a chair for hours. And hey, it feels harmless. You're not running a marathon, you're not lifting heavy stuff, you're just sitting. What could possibly go wrong? But our bodies? They weren't really designed for this much sitting. Humans evolved to move, to walk, stretch, squat, run, bend, not to be parked in a chair for 12 hours a day. Yet here we are, sitting through meetings, traffic, meals, Netflix marathons, and calling it normal. Here's the tricky part. Sitting feels safe. You're resting your body, right? It's comfortable. After a long day, all you want to do is plop down on the couch or in your gaming chair and chill. At work, sitting feels professional. You can't exactly stand in the middle of a meeting like you're about to give a TED Talk. Plus, a lot of jobs require you to be at a desk for hours, so it's super easy to ignore the sneaky little ways sitting creeps into every part of your day. But over time, your body starts paying the price, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Here's what actually happens when you sit for hours on end. First, muscle weakening. When you sit for too long, your core, glutes, and leg muscles basically shut down. They get weaker and tighter over time, which can lead to posture problems, back pain, and reduced mobility. Second, spine compression. Ever wonder why your back gets stiff after sitting all day? That's because your spine literally compresses. Bad posture, especially hunching over a desk, adds extra pressure on your lower back and neck. Third, poor circulation. Sitting for long periods slows down your blood flow, especially to your legs. This can lead to swelling, varicose veins, and even increase the risk of blood clots, particularly on long flights or car rides. Fourth, metabolic slowdown. Extended sitting slows your metabolism. Your body burns fewer calories, your insulin sensitivity drops, and your risk for things like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease goes up, all without you realizing it. Fifth, increased risk of chronic diseases. Studies show that sitting for more than 8 hours a day without physical activity has been linked to a higher risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and even early death. Yeah, from just sitting. Fun fact, NASA actually studied what happens to astronauts when they experience microgravity, where their bodies basically float with no resistance, kind of similar to how your muscles turn off during long periods of sitting. The result? Muscle atrophy and bone loss. Basically, sitting all day mimics being weightless, in the worst way possible. Also, popular myth alert, standing desks alone don't magically fix the problem. It's movement that matters, not just swapping sitting for standing like a statue. Okay, time for a little reality check. How many hours a day do you think you spend sitting? Be honest. Between work, driving, meals, Netflix, gaming, it adds up fast. Do you ever stand up and realize your legs feel stiff? Your lower back aches? Your shoulders are tight? Or maybe your smartwatch nags you with those time to move reminders you keep ignoring. Yeah, your body's trying to tell you something. The good news? You don't have to turn your whole life upside down to fix this. Here's how to combat the sitting epidemic. Tip number 1, stand up every 30 minutes. Set a timer or use your smartwatch. Even just 1 to 2 minutes of standing or stretching makes a difference. Tip number 2, desk stretches. Simple stretches for your neck, shoulders, back, and legs help relieve tension and improve circulation right at your desk. Tip number 3, walking meetings. If possible, suggest walking meetings or phone calls. They break up the sitting and boost your energy. Tip number 4, use a sit-stand desk. Not to stand all day, but to alternate between sitting and standing. It keeps your body engaged. Tip number 5, sneak in movement. Take the stairs, park further away, do short walking breaks. It all adds up. Tip number 6, after-work activity. If you've been sitting all day, make a habit of walking, stretching, or exercising in the evening. And tip number 7, don't forget your posture. Even when you sit, focus on good posture, feet flat, shoulders relaxed, and avoid slouching. Look, sitting itself isn't evil. It's the excessive sitting that sneaks up on you. Modern life kind of forces us into chairs, but our bodies are designed for movement. So whether you work from home, play games all night, or binge-watch shows, just remember to give your body what it needs. Regular breaks, stretches, and a little love. And hey, maybe after this video, you'll want to stand up, stretch, and give your glutes a reason to wake up. Your body will thank you. Now and 20 years down the line.
Carrying a heavy bag on one shoulder. Quick question. How do you usually carry your bag? Are you a classic one-shoulder slinger? Just toss that backpack or tote over one side and head out the door? Yeah, me too. It's easy, convenient, and honestly, kind of looks cool, right? But guess what? That seemingly harmless habit of carrying a heavy bag on one shoulder, especially every single day, might be sneakily wrecking your posture, your back, and even your long-term health. And here's the part nobody tells you. The damage, it builds up slowly, so you barely notice it, until it's kind of too late. Carrying stuff is just part of life. Laptop bag, purse, gym bag, backpack. We haul things around constantly. And when it's just a quick trip, tossing that bag over one shoulder feels totally fine. Why bother with both straps when you're only walking a few blocks, right? Or maybe you just prefer the casual one-strap look. We've all done it. But here's where it gets sneaky. That quick trip becomes a daily routine. The bag gets heavier. Laptop, books, charger, water bottle. Suddenly, it's like you're carrying a mini gym on your shoulder. And without realizing it, your body starts to compensate. And not in a good way. Honestly, it feels harmless. You're not lifting weights, you're not carrying furniture, it's just a bag. And let's be real, adjusting both backpack straps or properly balancing your tote can feel like extra effort. Plus, if you've ever seen those old-school tourists with both backpack straps super tight and high up, yeah, not exactly the fashion statement most of us want. So, most of us sling the bag over one shoulder, shrug it off as no big deal, and go about our day. But here's the thing. Your body is incredibly good at hiding small imbalances until they become big problems. Here's what's actually happening every time you carry that heavy bag on one side. First, muscle imbalance. Your body naturally leans or shifts to one side to compensate for the uneven weight. Over time, this causes certain muscles to tighten while others weaken, leading to imbalances and postural problems. Second, spinal misalignment. Consistently carrying weight on one shoulder can literally pull your spine out of its natural alignment. Your shoulders become uneven, your neck strains, and your lower back starts picking up the slack. Third,
Chronic pain. It starts subtle, a little soreness in your shoulder or neck. But over time, that turns into chronic stiffness, headaches, and even lower back pain. Fourth, long-term joint stress. Your hips, knees, and even your ankles start to compensate for your uneven posture. This can lead to discomfort, reduced mobility, and even joint issues down the road. Fifth, nerve compression. A heavy bag pressing on one shoulder can irritate nerves in your neck and upper back, potentially causing tingling, numbness, or weakness in your arms. And the scariest part? This doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly, so by the time you feel it, the damage is already underway. Here's a fun one. Did you know physical therapists can often tell which shoulder you carry your bag on just by looking at your posture? Yeah, it's that obvious to them. Also, popular myth time. Some people think carrying a heavy bag is like a mini workout for your shoulders. Reality check? It's not building muscle. It's creating imbalance and strain. If carrying your laptop bag made you jacked, office workers would all look like bodybuilders. And sadly, they don't. All right, moment of honesty. Think about your daily routine. Which side do you sling your bag over? Is it always the same shoulder? Have you ever noticed your neck, shoulder, or lower back feeling stiff or sore at the end of the day? Maybe your shoulders look uneven when you glance in the mirror. These little clues, they're your body quietly waving a red flag, trying to get your attention before things get worse. The good news, you can totally fix this without ditching your favorite bag. Tip 1. Alternate shoulders. Switch sides regularly, even within the same trip. It feels weird at first, but it helps prevent muscle imbalances. Tip 2. Lighten your load. Be honest, do you really need everything in that bag? Ditch the extras. The lighter, the better. Tip 3. Use both straps. If it's a backpack, wear both straps. Yeah, it might not feel as cool, but your back will love you for it. Tip 4. Opt for crossbody bags. Crossbody styles distribute weight more evenly across your torso, reducing shoulder strain. Tip 5. Adjust the strap length. Keep the bag close to your body, not hanging down by your hip. A properly adjusted strap reduces leverage and strain. Tip 6. Strengthen your core. A strong core helps stabilize your posture, making your body more resilient to uneven loads. Look, carrying a bag isn't exactly avoidable. We all have stuff to haul around. But how you carry it, that's totally within your control. Your spine, your shoulders, your posture, they all deserve a little love and attention. So next time you grab your bag, maybe switch sides, use both straps, or rethink what you actually need to carry. Your future self, with better posture and fewer aches, will definitely thank you.
Crossing your legs while sitting? All right, be honest. Are you sitting with your legs crossed right now? Yeah, I kind of guessed that. Crossing your legs while sitting. It's one of those things we all do without even thinking about it. At your desk, at a cafe, on the couch, somehow crossing your legs just feels comfortable. Some people even say it looks more polite or more elegant. But here's the thing. That simple, innocent habit, it might be messing with your body way more than you realize, especially if you do it all the time. Let's face it, sitting with your legs crossed is basically second nature for most of us. You sit down, shift a little, toss one leg over the other, done. It feels relaxed, natural, maybe even a little stylish. In some cultures, it's seen as polite or proper posture, especially for women. And sometimes, honestly, it just feels weird not to cross your legs, like your body naturally gravitates toward that position. But like a lot of comfortable habits, the long-term effects, not so great. Crossing your legs seems totally harmless, right? You're just sitting. You're not lifting anything heavy. You're not running a marathon. You're literally relaxing. How could that possibly cause a problem? And because it feels comfortable, or maybe you've been sitting like that for years, it's easy to assume your body's fine with it. But here's the sneaky part. The damage from crossed legs doesn't show up overnight. It builds up slowly, messing with your posture, your joints, and even your circulation without you noticing. All right, let's break down what's actually happening when you sit like that, especially if you do it often or for long periods. First, uneven pelvic alignment. When you cross your legs, your hips tilt unevenly. One side lifts slightly higher than the other, which can throw off your pelvic alignment. Second, spinal misalignment. Because your pelvis is tilted, your lower back, and eventually your entire spine shifts to compensate. Over time, this can lead to lower back pain and poor posture. Third, muscle imbalances. Certain muscles in your hips, thighs, and lower back tighten, while others weaken, all because of the uneven position. This makes your body less stable overall. Fourth, poor circulation. Crossing your legs restricts blood flow, especially to your lower legs and feet. This can cause numbness or tingling, or that annoying pins and needles feeling. Fifth, increased risk of varicose veins. Regularly restricting blood flow by crossing your legs has been linked to higher chances of developing varicose veins, those bulging, twisted veins that can appear on your legs. Sixth, potential nerve compression. Depending on how you cross your legs, you can compress certain nerves, particularly the peroneal nerve, which may cause temporary weakness or numbness in your lower leg. And the kicker? Most of this happens gradually. So by the time you feel stiff, sore, or notice posture issues, the habit's already taken its toll. Here's a fun one. You've probably heard the myth that crossing your legs causes high blood pressure. Well, technically, that's partly true. Studies show that when you sit with your legs crossed, your blood pressure temporarily spikes, but it's not permanent. It usually goes back to normal once you uncross your legs. So, no, crossing your legs doesn't cause chronic high blood pressure, but it does mess with your circulation in other sneaky ways. Oh, and another fun fact on PTs and chiropractors can often tell which leg you cross more often based on your posture and muscle tightness. Creepy, but true. Okay, real talk. Which leg do you usually cross over the other? Be honest, most people favor one side without even realizing it. Have you ever noticed your lower back feeling stiff, your hips feeling uneven, or maybe your legs fall asleep way too quickly when you sit like that? These little clues, they're your body's way of whispering, hey, maybe switch it up. The good news is, you don't have to ban leg crossing forever, but here's how to keep your body happy. Tip 1. Limit how long you sit with crossed legs. A few minutes here and there, no big deal. But hours on end, that's where the trouble starts. Tip 2. Alternate sides. If you do cross your legs, try switching which leg goes on top. It helps prevent muscle imbalances. Tip 3. Focus on neutral sitting posture. Feet flat on the ground, knees at a 90-degree angle, back supported. It might feel awkward at first, but your body will thank you. Tip 4. Take movement breaks. Stand up, stretch, walk around, especially if you've been sitting for long periods. Tip 5. Strengthen your core and hips. A strong core and stable hips help keep your posture aligned, making it easier to sit properly. Tip 6. Be mindful. Just being aware of your sitting habits makes a huge difference. Catch yourself, adjust, repeat. Look, crossing your legs isn't some terrible crime against your body, but like most habits, it's all about moderation and awareness. The more you mix up your posture, stretch, and strengthen your body, the better your posture and circulation will be. So hey, maybe uncross those legs for a bit, stand up, shake it out, and give your body a break. Trust me, your spine, hips, and legs will secretly high-five you for it.
Nail biting. Are you a nail biter? No judgment, I promise. But if you're currently chewing on your nails while watching this, maybe, just maybe, this part is for you. Biting your nails feels like one of those totally harmless, nervous little habits, right? Maybe you do it when you're stressed, bored, anxious, or even without thinking at all. For some people, it's been part of their routine since childhood. But what if I told you that innocent little nibble on your fingernails? Yeah, it's not so harmless after all. In fact, it could secretly be wrecking more than just your manicure. Let's be honest, nail biting is one of the most common habits out there. Kids do it, teens do it, adults do it, heck, even some CEOs in high-stress meetings do it. It's often a reaction to stress, anxiety, boredom, or just idle hands. You might not even realize you're doing it. Suddenly, your fingers are in your mouth, and your nails look like they've been through a blender. And hey, it's understandable. Nail biting can feel satisfying, almost comforting. It gives your brain a tiny sense of relief, even if just for a moment. But as harmless as it feels, your nails and your body might disagree. Nail biting seems like no big deal. It's not dangerous, you're not hurting anyone else. Maybe your nails look a little rough, sure, but what's the worst that could happen, right? And compared to habits like smoking or excessive drinking, nail biting feels practically innocent. It's just your fingers, no big deal. But here's the sneaky part. The damage of nail biting isn't always obvious, and it goes way beyond ugly nails. Let's dive into what's really happening when you constantly chew on your nails. First, physical damage to your nails. Repeated biting weakens the nail structure, leading to uneven, brittle, and misshapen nails. Over time, they can become permanently deformed. Second, risk of infection. Your mouth is full of bacteria, and so are your hands. Every time you bite, you introduce germs under your skin, increasing the risk of infections like paronychia, that painful swelling around the nail. Third, dental problems. Constant nail biting can actually damage your teeth. It can lead to chipped or cracked teeth, jaw pain, and even cause misalignment over time. Fourth, gum irritation. Nail fragments or sharp edges can hurt your gums, leading to soreness or even minor cuts inside your mouth. Fifth, bad habit reinforcement. Nail biting wires your brain into a repetitive stress response loop. The more you do it, the harder it is to stop, and it becomes your default coping mechanism even when you don't want it to be. Sixth, social embarrassment. Let's be honest. Chewed up, ragged nails don't exactly scream confidence. Many nail biters feel self-conscious during handshakes, meetings, or social events. And the craziest part? Nail biting often sneaks into adulthood, sometimes for decades, becoming harder and harder to break the longer it sticks around. Fun fact, there's actually a scientific name for chronic nail biting. It's called onychophagia. Sounds fancy, but still, just you chewing your fingers. And here's a weird myth. Some people believe biting your nails helps trim them naturally, like a DIY grooming routine. Yeah, no. All it does is damage the nail bed, weaken your teeth, and make your hands look like you wrestled a cheese grater. Okay, pause for a second. Think about your own habits. Are you a nail biter? Is it when you're nervous, bored, watching TV, scrolling on your phone? Or maybe you don't even notice until your nails are already wrecked. And hey, check your nails right now. Do they look healthy, smooth, or a little worse for wear? If you've been biting for years, trust me, you're not alone. But your body is keeping score. The good news is, nail biting isn't impossible to break, but it takes awareness and a few clever tricks. Tip 1. Identify your triggers. Notice when and why you bite. Is it stress, boredom, anxiety? Awareness is the first step. Tip 2. Keep your nails trimmed. Short, well-maintained nails reduce the temptation to chew. Tip 3, use bitter-tasting nail polish. There are special polishes designed to taste awful, making biting way less appealing. Tip 4, find a replacement habit. Chew gum, use a stress ball, fidget with a pen. Give your hands and mouth something else to do. Tip 5, moisturize your hands. Keeping your cuticles and nails healthy makes them less tempting to chew. Tip 6, celebrate progress. Even a few bite-free days is a win. Track your progress and reward yourself for sticking with it. And tip 7, seek support if needed. For some, nail biting is tied to deeper anxiety. Don't be afraid to chat with a therapist if breaking the habit feels impossible. Look, biting your nails isn't the worst thing you could be doing, but it is one of those sneaky habits that slowly chips away at your health, your confidence, and your body. The cool part? It's totally within your power to stop, one small change at a time. So maybe give your nails a break. Your fingers, your teeth, and your confidence will thank you.
Sleeping less than 6 hours. All right, let's get brutally honest for a second. How many hours of sleep did you get last night? 5? Maybe 4? Or are you surviving purely on caffeine and stubbornness at this point? If you're like most adults, especially those with busy jobs, school, or endless Netflix marathons, chances are you're getting less than 6 hours of sleep way more often than you should. And hey, you probably tell yourself it's fine, right? Sleep is overrated. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Or that classic, I function just fine for 5 hours. Well, spoiler alert, your body strongly disagrees. We've all been there. Late night work, binge watching your favorite show, scrolling on your phone until suddenly it's 2 a.m. And when the alarm goes off at 7 a.m., you drag yourself out of bed, slap some water on your face, maybe chug a coffee, and pretend you're totally fine. This whole running on minimal sleep thing feels almost normal. For some people, it even feels like a badge of honor, like, look how productive I am. I only sleep 5 hours. But the truth is, skimping on sleep isn't some productivity hack. It's more like a slow-motion health disaster. Here's the thing. In the short term, sleeping less than 6 hours doesn't always feel like a big deal. You might feel a little tired, sure, but you still get through your day. You work, you study, you scroll TikTok, life goes on. Maybe you even convince yourself you're one of those special people who just don't need as much sleep. And society kind of praises this, right? Grind culture, hustle harder, sleep is for the weak. But beneath the surface, your body's quietly keeping score, and the consequences, they sneak up on you big time. Let's break down what's actually happening to your body when you consistently sleep less than 6 hours. First, cognitive decline. Sleep is when your brain literally resets itself. Without enough of it, your focus, memory, and decision-making tank, even if you feel alert. Second, weakened immune system. Less sleep means your immune defenses are down. You get sick more easily, stay sick longer, and your body struggles to fight off infections. Third, hormonal chaos. Sleep regulates hormones like cortisol, insulin, and ghrelin. Skimping on sleep throws them out of whack, increasing stress, messing with your metabolism, and boosting hunger cravings. Fourth, increased risk of chronic disease. Studies show long-term sleep deprivation raises your risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and even certain cancers. Fifth, emotional instability. Less than 6 hours of sleep makes you more irritable, anxious, and emotionally reactive. Ever noticed how everything feels worse when you're sleep deprived? That's why. Sixth, accelerated aging. Lack of sleep increases inflammation and slows cell repair, meaning more wrinkles,
dull skin, and faster overall aging. 7th, brain toxin buildup. During deep sleep, your brain clears out waste products, including beta amyloid, the stuff linked to Alzheimer's. Sleep less, your brain can't clean itself properly. And finally, microsleep episodes. These are terrifying. Your brain literally shuts off for a few seconds during the day, even if your eyes are open. It's one of the leading causes of drowsy driving accidents. Bottom line, chronic sleep deprivation silently erodes your health from the inside out, and most of us don't even see it coming. Here's a popular myth. Some people are just short sleepers. They only need 4 to 5 hours a night, and they're totally fine. Yeah, that's a thing, but it's extremely rare. We're talking less than 1% of the population, thanks to a specific genetic mutation. Unless you've been scientifically tested and confirmed as one of those lucky mutants, chances are you're not one of them. Also, fun fact, your brain never truly gets used to less sleep. Even if you feel okay, studies show your cognitive performance and health decline continue in the background. So, be honest with yourself for a second. How often are you getting less than 6 hours of sleep? Is it an occasional rough night? Or has it quietly become your daily routine? Have you noticed brain fog, mood swings, constant fatigue? Or maybe you're living off caffeine just to fake feeling awake? Your body's warning signs might be subtle, but they're real. And trust me, your future self will feel the damage if you keep ignoring them. The good news is, you can fix your sleep, and you don't have to overhaul your entire life to do it. Tip 1. Aim for consistency. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body loves routine. Tip 2. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Cool, dark, quiet room. Ditch the bright lights and screens before bed. They mess with your melatonin. Tip 3. Watch your caffeine. Cut off coffee or energy drinks at least 6 hours before bedtime. Otherwise, you'll be wide awake at 2 a.m. Tip 5. Limit late-night snacking. Heavy meals before bed can mess with your digestion and sleep quality. Tip 6. Mind your screen time. Blue light from phones and laptops disrupt your sleep hormones. Try to unplug at least 30 minutes before bed. Tip 7. Don't obsess over it. If you can't sleep, don't stress. Get up, read a book, stretch, then try again. Remember, good sleep isn't a luxury. It's literally your body's maintenance mode. Here's the bottom line. Sleeping less than 6 hours might feel like a productivity hack, but really, it's your body waving a giant red flag. More sleep doesn't make you lazy. It makes you healthier, sharper, and way more capable in the long run. So maybe skip the all-nighter. Close the laptop, put the phone down, and actually give your body the rest it deserves. Your future self, and honestly, your present self, will be so glad you did.
Too much diet soda consumption. How many of you have ever grabbed a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi and thought, look at me being so responsible right now? No sugar, fewer calories, zero guilt? Perfect, right? It almost feels like a life hack. You get the fizzy, sweet satisfaction without the sugar crash. It's basically soda, but with a halo over it. But here's the plot twist. Drinking diet soda might seem harmless, but your body, it's keeping receipts. Let's be honest. Diet soda is everywhere. At the office, at the gym, at family barbecues, and it feels like the smarter, health-conscious option. No sugar, zero calories, artificial sweeteners instead. You crack open a can, take a sip, and boom, craving satisfied, waistline protected. Or so we think. See, a lot of people swap regular soda for diet soda, thinking it's the healthier choice, but over time, chugging down those zero-calorie drinks can quietly mess with your body in ways that aren't so obvious. And the sneaky part? It doesn't happen overnight.
which makes it super easy to overlook. Here's where diet soda really tricks people. You look at the label, no sugar, 0 calories, sometimes even no caffeine. It's like, what could possibly go wrong? Especially compared to regular soda, which is basically liquid sugar. Plus, the food industry has marketed these drinks to perfection. They promise all the fun, none of the consequences. You feel like you're gaming the system. But behind that shiny diet label, some subtle and not so great things are happening in your body. And the more often you drink them, the more they quietly add up. All right, let's break down what diet soda actually does inside you. First, sweetness without substance confuses your brain. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose trick your taste buds. Your brain thinks sugar's coming, but it never arrives. Result? Your appetite gets wonky. You might end up craving more sweets or carbs later without even realizing it. Second, increased risk of weight gain. Ironically, studies have found links between heavy diet soda consumption and higher body weight, possibly because of those messed up hunger signals. Third, gut health disruption. Some research suggests artificial sweeteners can negatively impact your gut bacteria, which plays a huge role in digestion, immunity, and even mood. Fourth, insulin confusion. Even without real sugar, sweet-tasting things can sometimes trigger insulin responses in your body, throwing off your blood sugar regulation over time. Fifth, higher risk of metabolic syndrome. Regular diet soda drinkers have been shown to face higher risks of conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and belly fat, all linked to metabolic syndrome. Sixth, bone health concerns. Some studies hint that high soda consumption, diet or not, may lower bone mineral density, especially in women. And finally, potential mood impact. There's emerging evidence suggesting heavy diet soda intake might be linked to higher rates of depression or mood swings. The science isn't 100% conclusive yet, but it's enough to raise eyebrows. And lastly, dependency. Because diet soda feels like a guilt-free treat, people often drink way more than they would with regular soda, turning it into an everyday habit that's hard to break. Long story short, just because something's labeled diet doesn't mean your body isn't quietly paying a price. Let's bust a popular myth real quick. Diet soda helps you lose weight. Now, technically, swapping a regular soda for a diet one might reduce your calorie intake that one time. But drinking diet soda regularly doesn't magically melt fat. In fact, like we mentioned earlier, people who consistently drink diet soda often have higher risks of weight gain and metabolic issues. Also, fun fact, the sweetness of some artificial sweeteners is up to 200 to 600 times sweeter than regular sugar. Meaning the more you consume them, the more your taste buds expect super sweet flavors, making naturally sweet things like fruit taste kind of boring. So, let's check ourselves for a sec. How often do you reach for a diet soda? Is it an occasional treat, or has it quietly become your go-to drink with every meal, at your desk, during your commute? Have you noticed increased cravings, more snacking, mood dips? Or maybe you just feel like you need that fizzy hit to get through the day. Your body's subtle signals, they're worth paying attention to, even when the label says 0. Look, you don't have to swear off diet soda for life, but moderation is key. Here's how to dial back. Tip 1, track your intake. You might be drinking more than you realize. Start noticing when and how often you're reaching for that can. Tip 2, swap with sparkling water. Crave the fizz? Try flavored sparkling water. No artificial sweeteners, but still bubbly and satisfying. Tip 3, reintroduce natural sweetness. Fresh fruit, herbal teas with honey, or naturally flavored drinks can help reset your taste buds over time. Tip 4, gradual reduction. If you're hooked, don't quit cold turkey. Cut back slowly to avoid cravings or withdrawal headaches. Tip 5, stay hydrated. Often soda cravings stem from simple dehydration. More plain water equals fewer fake sugar cravings. And tip 6, be smart. Check for hidden artificial sweeteners in other diet products too. They sneak into way more than just soda. At the end of the day, diet soda isn't the villain of your health story, but it's definitely not the hero either. It's that sneaky habit that feels harmless, but quietly chips away at your well-being over time. So next time you grab a can, pause for a second. Is it a mindful choice or just autopilot? Because your body, it's paying attention, even when the calories say 0.
Popping pimples. How many of you have done this? You see a big, angry pimple on your face. You know you shouldn't touch it, but your fingers somehow have a mind of their own. And before you know it, pop! There's something weirdly satisfying about it, right? Like you're solving a problem instantly. 1 second, Mount Vesuvius is on your chin. The next, crisis averted. Or so it seems. But here's the thing. Popping pimples feels good for 2 seconds, but what does it do to your skin? Not so good. Let's face it, we've all been there. You wake up, look in the mirror, and bam! Front and center, a zit has declared itself. And your brain goes, I'll just squeeze it real quick, it'll go away, no one will ever know. It feels productive. It feels like you're taking control. But popping pimples is one of those sneaky habits that seems harmless, even helpful, but can actually cause more problems than the pimple itself. And I know, resisting the urge, it's like trying not to scratch an itch, nearly impossible. Here's why popping pimples tricks us. First, the immediate effect feels rewarding. The bump looks smaller, there's less redness, maybe some gunk comes out. Satisfying, right? It feels like progress, like you're fixing your skin. Second, you see all those pimple-popping videos online? Millions, even billions of views. It normalizes the habit, even glamorizes it. Third, we think if I don't pop it, it'll just sit there forever, making me look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So it feels harmless, even necessary. But spoiler alert, your skin sees it very differently. All right, here's the gross, fascinating, slightly horrifying science behind pimple popping. What is a pimple, really? It's basically a clogged pore, filled with oil, dead skin cells, maybe bacteria. Your body's way of saying, hey, we've got a little traffic jam under here. Don't worry, we're handling it. But when you squeeze a pimple, you're not just pushing stuff out, you're often pushing bacteria, oil, and debris deeper into the skin. What happens next? More inflammation, bigger, angrier pimples, risk of infection, and sometimes permanent scars. And those little dark spots or dents that seem to hang around for months? Yeah, that's your skin's revenge for popping. Worst case scenario, cystic acne. Deep, painful, hard to treat breakouts can be made worse by popping. And let's not forget the danger triangle on your face. That's the area from the corners of your mouth up to the bridge of your nose. Popping pimples there? Super risky, because veins in that area connect directly to your brain. In rare cases, infection can spread. Yeah, it's rare, but it can happen. Here's a popular myth I hear all the time. If you pop it cleanly, you're fine. Nope. Sorry. Even if you wash your hands, use tissues, or follow some YouTube hack, the act of squeezing still traumatizes your skin. Plus, most of us aren't dermatologists, so we tend to go a little overboard. And fun fact, your skin naturally works to heal pimples, but when you pop them, you often reset the healing process, meaning the blemish takes longer to fade, not shorter. So real talk, how often do you give in to temptation? Be honest, are you a casual once-in-a-while popper or a full-on can't pass a mirror without squeezing something kind of person? Have you noticed lingering marks on your face? More breakouts in the same spot? Maybe even some scarring that wasn't there before? It's not about feeling guilty. It's about being aware, because your skin remembers, even when your hands forget. All right, let's talk solutions, because I get it, resisting is tough. Tip 1, let the pros handle it. If a pimple's really bothering you, see a dermatologist or esthetician. They have proper tools and know how to extract safely. Tip 2, spot treatments. Salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, hydrocolloid patches. These help heal pimples without popping. Tip 3, keep your hands busy. Fidget toys, stress balls, anything to distract your fingers from your face. Tip 4, mirror rules. Try to avoid obsessing in front of magnifying mirrors. They make everything look worse than it is. Tip 5, gentle skincare. A consistent routine of cleanser, exfoliator, moisturizer helps prevent breakouts in the first place. Tip 6, education equals power. The more you understand what's happening under your skin, the easier it is to resist the urge. And tip 7, forgive yourself. Slip up? Don't stress. Just treat the area gently and move on. At the end of the day, popping pimples feel satisfying in the moment, but your skin always gets the last word. It's kind of like pulling at loose threads on your clothes. It feels like a fix, but you're often making a bigger mess. So the next time you see a zit staring back at you in the mirror, take a deep breath, remind yourself your skin is already working on it, and maybe, just maybe, let that little guy run its course. Your future self and your skin will thank you.
Drinking iced water after eating fatty foods. You just crushed a big, greasy burger, maybe some fries on the side. Maybe it was that rich, creamy pasta you've been craving all week. And then, what's the natural next move? Grab that ice-cold glass of water. Ah, that satisfying, chilled sip that makes everything feel complete. Refreshing, right? It feels like you're balancing out the heaviness. You might even tell yourself, at least I didn't order soda. But what if I told you that an innocent glass of ice water, especially after a fatty meal, might actually be messing with your digestion? Yeah, buckle in. It's one of those sneaky little habits that feels harmless, but secretly isn't. Look, I get it. We all love that cool, crisp feeling after eating, especially when your mouth is kind of greasy, your throat feels coated, and you just need to wash it all down. It's almost instinct, especially when you're eating out at a restaurant. They plop down that tall glass of iced water with condensation dripping down the sides. You're basically programmed to sip it, especially after devouring something rich like pizza, fried chicken, or creamy Alfredo. It feels like it cuts through the heaviness. It cools you down, refreshes your palate, maybe even makes you feel a little lighter. But what feels refreshing might actually be slowing your body down under the surface. Let's be real. On paper, this habit sounds innocent. It's just water, right? It's not sugary, it's not packed with calories. In fact, most people think drinking water, cold or not, is a healthy choice. And hey, after a heavy, greasy meal, that chilled water feels like damage control, like you're balancing the richness with something clean and pure. You might even believe it helps wash down the grease, clears your throat, aids digestion, flushes the system. Plus, it's what restaurants serve automatically. If it was so bad, wouldn't they stop? Well, not exactly. All right, let's peel back the curtain and talk about what's actually happening inside your body when you down that ice water after a fatty meal. First, let's talk about fat digestion. When you eat greasy, fatty foods, your body has to work a little harder to break that stuff down. Your stomach produces digestive enzymes and bile, basically your in-body's dish soap, to emulsify the fats so they can be digested properly. But here's the catch. Cold temperatures can cause fats to solidify or congeal, kind of like when you leave a greasy pan in the sink and the leftover oil hardens into a gross, solid mess. Now imagine that happening inside your digestive system. That ice-cold water, it can slightly lower the temperature in your stomach temporarily, potentially causing fats to harden or thicken, which means slower digestion. Your stomach has to work harder. You might feel sluggish, bloated, or uncomfortable. In some cases, this can lead to indigestion, heartburn, or that gross, heavy feeling that hangs around long after your meal. And here's another fun, slightly gross fact. Cold water can also constrict blood vessels in your stomach lining, slowing down circulation and digestive processes. Basically, it puts your digestive system into chill mode, and not in a good way. You've probably heard the popular myth that drinking cold water solidifies fat in your arteries and causes heart problems. Let me be super clear. That's not entirely accurate. Your body temperature is well regulated. The water in your stomach doesn't directly freeze fats in your bloodstream. That's not how biology works. But what can happen is that the temporary cooling effect in your stomach messes with the emulsification process, making it harder for digestive enzymes to break down fats efficiently. So it doesn't clog your arteries instantly, but it can disrupt digestion in ways that make your body less efficient at processing that fatty meal. And over time, sluggish digestion can contribute to bloating, discomfort, and potential weight management struggles. Think about it. Ever had a heavy meal, like fried chicken, creamy pasta, or a big cheesy burger, and then chased it with ice water? How'd you feel after? Did your stomach feel unsettled? Did you get that rock in your gut feeling? Maybe some bloating, gassiness, and regret creeping in? It's not always immediate, but if you've noticed that sluggish, heavy aftermath, your iced water habit might be part of the problem. Now, don't worry. This isn't about demonizing water. It's about timing and temperature, giving your body the best environment to do its job. Okay, let's not be dramatic. You don't have to ban ice water from your life, but here are some easy tweaks to make this habit less sneaky and more body-friendly. Tip 1. Room temperature or warm water with meals, especially heavy ones. Your digestive system loves warmth. It keeps things flowing and your enzymes working efficiently. Tip 2. If you must have ice water, try to sip it before your meal, not during or right after. That way your stomach isn't dealing with temperature shocks while processing fats. Tip 3. Opt for herbal teas like warm ginger or peppermint tea after fatty meals. They aid digestion and keep your digestive system running smoothly. Tip 4. Listen to your body. If you feel bloated or heavy after iced water and a fatty meal, your body's giving you clues. Pay attention. Tip 5. Hydrate throughout the day, not just with your meals. Proper hydration helps your digestion overall, regardless of temperature. At the end of the day, that innocent glass of ice water isn't the villain, but the timing and what you pair it with matters. Think of your digestive system like a delicate machine. It runs best under the right conditions. And sometimes tossing ice water on it mid-operation, kind of like throwing a snowball at your car engine while it's running. Not ideal. So the next time you indulge in a big, fatty meal, maybe give your digestive system a little warmth and kindness. Your gut will thank you. And hey, your stomach might just feel a whole lot better too.
Spraying perfume directly on your skin too often. All right, quick question for you. How do you finish getting ready before heading out? You shower, maybe fix your hair, grab your outfit, and then? The final boss move. You grab your favorite perfume, tilt your head back, and spritz it directly onto your neck or wrists like you're in a fancy commercial. Smells amazing. You feel like you just leveled up your confidence by 200%. But here's the thing. What if I told you that spraying perfume straight onto your skin, especially doing it often, is one of those sneaky, seemingly harmless habits that could actually be messing with your skin and health? Yeah, buckle in. This one's surprisingly sneaky. Let's be real. We all do this. You're not going to spray perfume on your clothes, right? It leaves stains, messes with fabric, and honestly, skin is warm. It helps the scent develop. That's what they always say. Wrist, neck, behind the ears, the classic pressure points. You spritz, rub, maybe even do the walk through the mist move. It feels classy, like you're starring in your own fragrance ad. And hey, it works. The scent lingers, you feel fresh, people compliment you. It's a confidence booster. But here's where it gets tricky. Your skin, it doesn't always love being coated with perfume every single day. From the outside, this seems totally harmless. It's not like you're pouring bleach on your skin. It's perfume, designed for the body, made by fancy companies with labs and science and glamorous ads. Plus, it's part of your routine, right? You've been doing it for years. No rashes, no burning, no drama. At least, not at first. So it's easy to think, come on, it's just a quick spritz. I smell good. Where's the harm in that? But the reality? There's some sneaky science happening beneath the surface of that signature scent. Here's the thing. Perfume isn't just flowers and magic. It's a chemical cocktail of fragrance molecules, alcohol, and fixatives designed to make the scent last. Let's break it down. Perfume often contains ethanol or denatured alcohol, which helps the scent evaporate properly. It also contains essential oils, synthetic fragrances, and in some cases, colorants or preservatives. Sounds fancy, but your skin, especially delicate areas like the neck or wrists, it can get irritated, dried out, and over time, damaged. Here's how. The alcohol in perfume can strip away your skin's natural oils. Repeated exposure can dry out your skin barrier, making it more sensitive. Over time, constant spraying can lead to redness, irritation, or even dark spots, especially if you expose the area to sunlight after. Some fragrance ingredients can react with UV rays, causing something called photosensitivity. Basically, your skin becomes more prone to pigmentation or sun damage where the perfume was applied. In short, that spritz on your neck might smell amazing, but long-term, it can quietly irritate, dry, and damage your skin, and you might not notice until one day you're wondering why that patch of skin looks uneven or feels rough. Here's a fun little twist. Did you know that perfume was originally designed for clothes, not skin? Back in the day, people would scent their handkerchiefs, clothes, even their wigs. Skin contact? Not so much. The whole spray directly on the skin thing came later, with modern marketing making it look luxurious and intimate. And sure, skin contact makes the scent develop differently. Your body heat plays a role. But that doesn't mean it's the best or safest place for it long term. Now think about your own routine for a second. How often do you spray perfume directly onto your neck, wrist, or chest? Every day? A few times a day? Been doing it for years without thinking twice? Ever notice dry patches, redness, or your skin feeling kind of rough where you apply it? Maybe some uneven skin tone that appeared over time. Or maybe you thought, must be from the sun, but didn't realize your perfume habit was part of the puzzle. This isn't to guilt trip you. We've all done it. It's about noticing the little habits that sneak under the radar. Good news? You don't have to give up your signature scent. But a few small tweaks can protect your skin while keeping you smelling amazing. Tip 1. Spray perfume onto your clothes or hair instead of your skin. Fabrics hold scent well, and your hair can carry fragrance beautifully. Just avoid overdoing it to prevent dryness. Tip 2. If you must spray on skin, apply a light moisturizer or unscented lotion first. This acts like a barrier and prevents direct contact with your skin. Tip 3. Avoid spraying perfume on areas that will get sun exposure, especially your neck and chest. If you do, use sunscreen over the area to reduce the risk of pigmentation. Tip 4. Explore solid perfumes or fragrance oils. They tend to be gentler and often have fewer harsh chemicals. Tip 5. Rotate where you apply your perfume so one spot doesn't get constant exposure. Bonus tip? Be mindful of ingredients. Some perfumes contain known irritants or allergens. If your skin reacts, it's not you being sensitive, it's your body telling you something. At the end of the day, your perfume routine is your business. Smelling good? Totally valid. But keeping your skin healthy while you do it? Even better. So next time you grab that gorgeous bottle of perfume, maybe think twice about where you spritz it. Your skin will thank you. And hey, you'll still smell fantastic.
Brushing your tongue too aggressively. Have you ever been brushing your teeth, feeling all fresh and clean, and then decided to really go to town on your tongue? I'm talking aggressive, scrubbing the life out of it style, where you're practically trying to erase your taste buds off the map? Yeah, we've all done it. It feels like the ultimate clean, right? Like you're scrubbing away every single bad breath molecule that ever dared to exist. But here's the wild part. Brushing your tongue too aggressively? That innocent-sounding habit can secretly mess up your mouth and your health more than you think. So let's break it down. Okay, we all know keeping your tongue clean is important. Nobody wants to be that person with dragon breath. So you brush your teeth, and the tongue, it's the final frontier. Some people do a light brush, quick, gentle, done. Others, they turn it into a battlefield. Scrubbing hard, pressing down with their toothbrush like they're sanding wood. And honestly, it feels productive, like you're doing the job right. You might even gag a little, but hey, sacrifice for freshness, right? Or maybe you use a tongue scraper but apply way too much pressure because you think the harder the better. But here's the thing. Your tongue isn't a floor tile. It's a sensitive, delicate part of your body. And going full Hulk mode on it? Yeah, not the best idea. See, this one feels super innocent. We're taught to brush our teeth twice a day, floss, rinse, the whole dental hygiene checklist. And somewhere along the way, the message became, hey, clean your tongue too. That's where bacteria love to chill. And that's true. Your tongue can harbor bacteria, food particles, and all kinds of microscopic gunk. So brushing it makes sense. But no one really tells you how much is too much, right? It's easy to think, if gentleness is good, aggressive must be better. You feel like you're being responsible, thorough, even extra hygienic. But turns out, going overboard can actually backfire badly. Let's talk biology for a sec. Your tongue isn't just a slab of muscle. It's covered in tiny bumps called papillae. These little guys help you taste, feel textures, and, yes, they trap bacteria. That's why cleaning your tongue is good. But here's where things go south. When you brush or scrape too hard, you can damage the papillae. Repeated trauma can cause inflammation and irritation. In some cases, aggressive brushing can lead to small cuts or abrasions, which open the door to infections. You might develop a condition called geographic tongue, where irritated patches lose papillae and your tongue looks red, raw, or patchy. Worse, constantly damaging your tongue can mess with your ability to taste. And trust me, nobody wants to live in a world where pizza tastes bland. And let's not forget, that rough sandpaper-like brushing doesn't just scrape bacteria, it scrapes your body's natural defenses too. Your tongue needs its healthy surface intact to protect against germs and irritants. Here's a weird but true fun fact. Your tongue naturally cleans itself to a degree. That's right, your saliva, swallowing motions, and the constant movement inside your mouth already help reduce bacteria buildup. Cleaning your tongue is still helpful, sure, but it's not meant to be a deep clean construction project. Also, a lot of people believe that brushing harder makes your breath fresher, but the truth is, overdoing it can irritate your tongue, causing inflammation, and ironically, inflammation can worsen your breath by encouraging more bacteria to grow in damaged areas. It's like trying to clean your house by smashing holes in the walls. Not exactly effective. Quick gut check for you.
When's the last time you thought about how you clean your tongue? Do you gently brush it, or do you go all out like you're scrubbing a burnt pan? Ever noticed your tongue feeling sore after brushing? Maybe it looks red, raw, or patchy? Or does your taste feel duller than usual? If so, yeah, your over-enthusiastic brushing might be the silent culprit. No judgment, tons of people do it, thinking they're being super hygienic, but sometimes less force is more effective. Here's how to clean your tongue the right way, without wrecking it. Tip 1. Use a soft bristled toothbrush or an actual tongue scraper designed for gentle use. Don't use a firm toothbrush meant for heavy plaque. Your tongue isn't a sidewalk. Tip 2. Be gentle. Apply light pressure, enough to remove debris, but not enough to cause irritation. Think wiping a dusty shelf, not scrubbing grout. Tip 3. Don't overdo it. Once or twice a day during your normal brushing routine is enough. If your tongue looks clean and healthy, mission accomplished. Tip 4. If you use a tongue scraper, glide it gently from the back to the front of your tongue. No need to press down hard. The goal is to remove surface buildup, not your taste buds. Bonus tip, hydrate and maintain overall oral health. A clean, moist mouth naturally reduces bacteria, making aggressive scrubbing unnecessary. At the end of the day, a clean mouth feels amazing. But turning your tongue into a war zone? Yeah, maybe not worth the risk. So, the next time you're brushing your teeth and gearing up for that tongue cleaning finale, take it easy. Your tongue's doing a lot for you. Tasting your food, helping you talk, keeping bacteria at bay. It deserves a little respect. And maybe a gentler touch. Trust me, your taste buds and your breath will thank you.
Using your smartphone in the dark. How many of you are guilty of this? It's late at night, you're lying in bed, lights off, house quiet, and instead of sleeping like a responsible adult, you whip out your phone, scrolling through TikTok, replying to texts, watching YouTube, maybe even this video, all in complete darkness. Sound familiar? We all do it. It feels harmless, convenient, relaxing even. But here's the thing. That little habit, using your smartphone in the dark, yeah, it might be quietly wrecking your eyes, and maybe more than that. Let me explain. We've all been there. Maybe you're winding down after a long day. Maybe you can't sleep, so you grab your phone just for 5 minutes, which always turns into an hour. Or maybe you're just checking the time, but suddenly you're deep diving through memes at 2 a.m. The room's pitch black. Your phone screen is glowing like a mini sun, and your face is 3 inches away from it. Feels normal, right? It's 2025. This is modern life. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's good for you. Your eyes? Yeah, they hate this habit. See, using your phone at night in the dark feels innocent. You're not out partying, you're not eating junk food, you're just lying there, scrolling. You're even in bed. It's practically healthy behavior. Plus, most smartphones now have a night mode or blue light filters, so it must be fine, right? And let's face it, life happens. Maybe you have kids asleep next to you, can't turn the lights on, or your partner's sleeping, gotta keep it dark. It's not like you're staring at the sun or something dangerous. It feels casual, safe, no big deal. But your eyes, they might tell you otherwise eventually. Here's the science part. No complicated jargon, just facts. Your eyes are amazing. They adjust to light and dark thanks to the pupils. In bright light, your pupils shrink. In darkness, they dilate to let in more light. But when you stare at a bright phone screen in a dark room, your eyes get confused. They're trying to dilate for the darkness, but that intense little screen forces them to deal with sudden concentrated brightness. Result? Eye strain, dryness, headaches, blurry vision, even temporary vision disturbances like after images when you finally look away. And that's not all. Prolonged exposure to blue light, even with filters, can disrupt your body's natural melatonin production. Melatonin? That's your sleep hormone. It helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. So using your phone in the dark doesn't just mess with your eyes, it can quietly wreck your sleep cycle too. Bonus unpleasant side effects? For some people, this habit increases their risk of long-term vision issues. We're talking potential retinal stress or macular damage down the line. Not exactly worth the extra memes. Quick fun fact. Ever heard of temporary smartphone blindness? It's real. There have been cases where people use their phone while lying on their side in the dark, one eye covered by a pillow, the exposed eye staring at the bright screen, the other in total darkness. When do they stop? The exposed eye temporarily can't see properly. It goes blind for a few minutes. Super scary, but thankfully temporary. Still, not a sign your eyes are loving this routine. And no, sadly, not turning your phone to night mode doesn't magically fix all these issues. It helps, but blasting your retinas in a pitch-black room? Still risky. So, think about your nightly routine for a second. Be honest. Are you scrolling in bed, lights off, face glowing blue like an alien? Do your eyes ever feel dry, itchy? Ever struggled to fall asleep after a TikTok marathon? Or wake up with headaches or blurry vision? If you answered yes to any of that, your innocent little phone habit might be catching up to you. We all love our screens. I mean, you're watching this on one right now. But even tech has its limits, especially when it comes to your eyes. Good news, you don't have to give up your phone completely. Here's how do you enjoy your late-night scrolling without torturing your eyeballs. Tip 1. Turn on night mode or blue light filter. Yes, it helps reduce strain, but don't rely on it alone. Tip 2. Keep the room slightly lit. You don't need stadium lights. A soft bedside lamp reduces the harsh contrast for your eyes. Tip 3. Hold your phone at a proper distance, at least 30 to 40 centimeters from your face. Resist the urge to bring it right up to your nose. Tip 4. Set a time limit. Promise yourself 10 to 15 minutes max, then sleep. Your brain and eyes will thank you. Tip 5. If you're lying on your side, avoid covering one eye completely while using your phone. It reduces the weird light imbalance that confuses your vision. Tip 6. If your eyes feel dry, use artificial tears or lubricating eye drops, but the real solution is reducing strain in the first place. Tip 7. Consider screen-free wind down time, at least 30 minutes before sleep. Old school advice? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Look, your phone isn't evil. Technology's awesome. It connects us, entertains us, teaches us. But when it comes to late-night scrolling in the dark, maybe, just maybe, ease up a little. Your eyes are stuck with you for life. Treat them right, even when you're doom scrolling memes at midnight. Because let's be real, that viral cat video, it'll still be there in the morning. Your vision, that's worth protecting now.
Wearing high heels too often. Ladies, and honestly some gents too, let's talk about fashion pain for a second. How many of you love a good pair of heels? You know the ones, the sleek, shiny, confidence-boosting high heels that make you feel like you could conquer the world. Or at least conquer that awkward office party. They make your legs look longer, your posture more confident, and your outfit instantly 10 times better. But here's the million-dollar question. At what cost? Because as much as high heels elevate your style, wearing them too often, it might be secretly destroying your body, one fashionable step at a time. Let me break it down for you. We've all seen it. Celebrities strutting the red carpet, influencers posing for the Instagram, office workers rocking those sleek heels every single day.
And maybe you're one of them. Wearing heels feels empowering. They give you height, boost your confidence, and sometimes they're just necessary for that power outfit. Maybe you've even gotten so used to them that you barely notice the discomfort anymore, or you've convinced yourself beauty is pain. But behind the scenes, your body's working overtime to compensate for that stylish, unnatural position. On the surface, wearing heels feels harmless, maybe even good for you. You stand taller, you carry yourself differently. People compliment your look. And let's be real, some jobs or social situations practically expect you to wear them. It becomes part of your routine. You get used to the slight discomfort, the sore feet, maybe a little lower backache. But hey, it's fashion. It's normal, right? The problem is, over time, that little discomfort builds up. And your body, it doesn't forget. Okay, let's get into the sneaky science behind high heels. First, when you wear heels, your foot is forced into a downward angled position. That shifts your entire center of gravity forward. What happens next? Your lower back arches more than it should. Your knees compensate. Your hips tilt. And your spine? Yeah, it takes the hit. Over time, this leads to lower back pain, hip misalignment, knee problems, shortened calf muscles, increased pressure on the balls of your feet, painful foot conditions like bunions or hammer toes. Oh, and let's not forget, constant use can actually weaken your ankles and feet, making you more prone to sprains or even fractures. And here's the kicker. Your Achilles tendon, the one that connects your calf muscles to your heel, wearing heels too often shortens and tightens it, making flat shoes uncomfortable and increasing your injury risk when you finally ditch the heels. It's literally reshaping your body, and not in a good way. Here's a fun, or maybe not so fun fact for you. There's actually a condition called pump bump. Yep, that's the real nickname. It's when constant friction and pressure from tight high heels cause a painful, bony growth on the back of your heel. Super cute, right? Also, studies have shown that women who wear heels frequently tend to have shorter calf muscles even when they're barefoot. Your body adapts to heels, but in a way that limits your natural range of motion. And no, expensive designer heels aren't exempt from these problems. It doesn't matter if they're $50 or $500. Physics is still physics. So, be honest with yourself for a minute. How often are you rocking those heels? Is it just for special occasions, or are they basically your everyday uniform? Do you ever notice sore feet, tight calves, lower back pain? Or maybe you've even had that weird moment when walking barefoot feels uncomfortable. Your body is trying to send you a message. Fashion's great, but ignoring your health, that's a long-term regret waiting to happen. Look, I'm not here to tell you to throw away all your heels. Let's be real, they're fun, they're fashionable, and sometimes they're necessary. But moderation and smart choices can save your body from years of pain. Here's how to wear heels without completely wrecking your body. Tip 1. Limit how often you wear them. Keep heels for special occasions or short outings. Tip 2. Alternate with supportive flat shoes during the day. Give your feet a break. Tip 3. Stretch your calves and Achilles tendons regularly to maintain flexibility. Tip 4. Choose lower and wider heels when possible. Stilettos might look sleek, but chunky heels distribute weight better. Tip 5. Opt for heels with cushioning and arch support. Comfort doesn't have to mean ugly. Tip 6. Invest in gel inserts. Your feet will thank you. Tip 7. Listen to your body. If your feet or back are screaming, it's not just normal discomfort, it's a warning. And when you're home, walk barefoot, stretch, roll out your feet, undo some of that high heel damage. At the end of the day, high heels aren't the enemy. They're stylish, empowering, and honestly, sometimes they complete the outfit. But too much of a good thing, yeah, your body always pays the price. So rock your heels, stretch your stuff, but be smart about it. Because confidence, it looks even better when it's pain-free.
Holding in a sneeze. Have you ever been in class, at work, or maybe stuck in a super awkward elevator ride? And suddenly, that feeling creeps in. The itch, the tingle. Your nose does that thing and you know a sneeze is coming. But instead of letting it out like a normal, healthy human being, you do what? You panic. You clamp your mouth shut. You pinch your nose. You fight it. You hold in the sneeze. Because, hey, sneezing loudly in a meeting? Not exactly ideal. Sneezing during a date? Major mood killer. Sneezing on public transport? Instant death stares from strangers. So, you hold it in. Problem solved, right? Or did you just secretly damage your body in ways you didn't even realize? Let's unpack that. Holding in a sneeze feels like a harmless, even polite thing to do. Maybe you've been taught it's gross to sneeze loudly. Maybe you just hate drawing attention to yourself. Or maybe you've managed the silent sneeze technique. You know, the one where your whole face contorts, your eyes squint, your body tenses, and somehow the sneeze vanishes without a sound? Victory, right? Wrong. Because here's the thing. Your body created that sneeze for a reason. And forcing it back, that's like ignoring a fire alarm and hoping everything's fine. Spoiler, it's not. Look, we get it. It seems totally harmless. It's just a sneeze. You stop it, you move on. No mess, no awkwardness. No one stares at you like you just unleashed biological warfare. And hey, most of us do it occasionally, especially when sneezing feels inconvenient. In the middle of a movie theater, at a job interview, during an intense meeting. Of course you hold it in. But the problem is, your body doesn't hit pause on the process just because you decided it's not the right time to sneeze. Here's where it gets interesting, and honestly, kind of gross. When you sneeze, your body generates an insane amount of pressure. We're talking speeds of up to 160 kilometers an hour. That's faster than some race cars. And that powerful burst is designed to force out irritants, dust, germs, allergens from your nose and throat. But when you hold it in, that energy, it doesn't magically disappear. It redirects, and not in a good way. Here's what can happen. Burst eardrum. That built-up pressure can travel to your ears, potentially causing your eardrum to rupture. Painful? Extremely. Sinus damage. You can force mucus and bacteria into your sinuses, increasing the risk of infection. Blood vessel rupture. Tiny blood vessels in your eyes or nose can burst, leading to red, bloodshot eyes or nosebleeds. Throat injuries. In rare but documented cases, the pressure can tear tissue in your throat. Some people have even needed surgery for this. Brain risks. Super rare, but still. There are extreme cases where holding in a sneeze caused air bubbles to leak into the brain or triggered strokes. It's rare, but do you want to gamble? Basically, your body wants that sneeze out. Are you forcing it back? It's like bottling up a tiny explosion inside your face. All right, quick fun fact to blow your mind. The Guinness World Record for the loudest sneeze? 176 decibels. For context, that's louder than a jet engine at takeoff. Thankfully, your sneeze probably isn't that intense, but now you know why your body needs that release. Also, there's a weird myth out there that if you sneeze with your eyes open, your eyeballs might fly out. Good news, that's not true. Your eyes won't fly across the room, but seriously, just let the sneeze happen naturally. So be honest with yourself. How often do you sneeze? In meetings, at school, around your crush? Or maybe you've been doing it for so long it's just automatic now. But after hearing what can actually happen inside your body, are you starting to rethink that habit? Next time that sneeze creeps up, are you still going to clamp your face shut? Or maybe, just maybe, you'll let your body do what it's designed to do. Okay, here's the deal. I'm not saying you should unleash a sneeze straight into the air like some biological confetti cannon. There's a way to sneeze politely and safely. Here's how. Always cover up. Use a tissue or the inside of your elbow to cover your nose and mouth. Step away if possible. If you feel a sneeze coming and can walk away, do it. Don't pinch your nose or clamp your mouth. Let the air escape naturally. Blocking both exits is what causes damage. Keep tissues handy. Be prepared, especially during allergy season or if you're feeling under the weather. Hydrate. Dry nasal passages can increase sneezing. Staying hydrated helps. Don't be embarrassed. Sneezing is literally your body's defense system at work. It's healthy. Letting out that sneeze isn't rude. It's biology. It's self-preservation. And honestly, it's better than an unexpected hospital visit because you tried to be polite. At the end of the day, sneezing is weirdly powerful. It's one of those small, everyday things your body does, but with a surprising amount of force behind it. So next time that sneeze creeps up, let it rip. Responsibly, of course. Your ears, your sinuses, your throat, they'll thank you. And hey, better an awkward sneeze than an awkward hospital visit, right?
Taking hot showers for too long. All right, let me paint you a picture. It's been a long, exhausting day. Maybe you just dragged yourself home from work or school, or maybe the weather outside is gloomy and cold. What sounds perfect right now? A long, hot, steamy shower. The kind where the bathroom turns into a mini spa. You crank the heat up, the mirror fogs. You stand there under that heavenly stream of hot water thinking, I deserve this. And honestly, you do. Deserve to relax. But what if I told you that spending too long in that scorching shower might secretly be ruining your skin, your hair, and even your health? Yeah, buckle in. Taking long, hot showers feels amazing. Let's be real. The warmth soothes your muscles. The steam feels luxurious. It's like your own personal sanctuary. And hey, when life is stressful, those extra minutes under the hot water feel totally justified. You lose track of time. You start thinking about your entire existence. You replay awkward conversations from 5 years ago. Meanwhile, the water keeps pouring and pouring. Sounds harmless, right? But here's where your body starts quietly screaming, hello, can we stop now? It seems completely innocent. I mean, it's water. It's clean. It's comforting. It's not like you're eating junk food or doing something obviously unhealthy. In fact, long hot showers feel healthy. They help you relax. They soothe sore muscles. They make you feel refreshed, at least temporarily. But the truth,
sometimes feeling good in the moment comes with hidden side effects your body doesn't tell you about until it's too late. Here's where things get sneaky. Hot water, especially for extended periods, messes with your skin in several ways. Strips away natural oils. Your skin produces natural oils called sebum, which protect and moisturize your skin. Hot water melts those oils right off, leaving your skin exposed and vulnerable. Dries out your skin. Without that protective oil layer, your skin loses moisture faster. Hello, dry, flaky, itchy skin. Irritates existing skin conditions. Got eczema or sensitive skin? Long hot showers make them worse, guaranteed. Breaks down your skin barrier. Your skin has a natural protective barrier made of fats and proteins. Hot water damages this barrier, making your skin more prone to redness, irritation, and even infections. And it's not just your skin. Your hair suffers too. Hot water weakens hair strands. It makes your scalp dry and itchy. It fades hair dye faster if you color your hair. It can even increase hair breakage over time. Oh, and that steamy environment? Fungal paradise. Long showers plus trapped humidity equals perfect conditions for yeast infections or athlete's foot if you're not careful. Fun fact for you. Did you know that dermatologists often say the ideal shower length is just 5 to 10 minutes? Yeah, I know, 5 minutes feels barely enough to zone out, let alone enjoy yourself. But your skin, your hair, they love short, lukewarm showers. And here's a myth. Some people think the hotter the shower, the cleaner you get. Total nonsense. Hot water doesn't magically kill more germs. It mostly just dries you out. Proper soap and hygiene do the real cleaning, not scalding temperatures. All right, be honest. How long do your showers usually last? 5 minutes? 10? Or are you one of those 20-minute steam room people? And how hot do you go? Just comfortably warm or full-on lava mode where your skin turns red? If your skin feels tight, itchy, or flaky after showering, if your hair feels dry and brittle, yeah, your shower habits might be quietly sabotaging your body. Look, I'm not here to ruin your relaxing shower routine, but here's how you can enjoy showers without wrecking your skin and hair. 1. Keep it short. Aim for 5 to 10 minutes tops. It's enough time to get clean without overdoing it. 2. Go lukewarm. Warm is fine. Scalding hot? Not so much. Your skin shouldn't turn red. That's a warning sign. 3. Moisturize after. Always apply a good moisturizer while your skin is still slightly damp to lock in hydration. 4. Be gentle with soap. Harsh soaps strip natural oils even faster. Opt for a gentle, fragrance-free cleansers. 5. Limit hair washing. You don't need to wash your hair every day, especially with hot water. It dries out your scalp and weakens your hair. And 6. Ventilate your bathroom. Prevent mold and fungus by airing out the space after showering. Small changes, but your skin and hair will seriously thank you. At the end of the day, a nice hot shower is one of life's simple pleasures. But, like most good things, moderation is key. Enjoy your shower. Relax. Let the stress melt away. Just maybe don't turn your bathroom into a boiling sauna every single day. Your skin isn't made of steel, your hair isn't invincible, and your body, it'll feel way better if you treat it kindly, even in the shower. All right, now who's rethinking their hot shower addiction?
Sleeping with earphones in. Picture this. It's late at night, you're lying in bed, lights off, phone in hand. You pop in your earphones, cue up your favorite playlist. Maybe it's some chill music, maybe it's a true crime podcast, or maybe
It's one of those 8-hour deep sleep YouTube videos with rainforest sounds. And you slowly drift off. Earphones still in, volume is low, thinking, hey, this helps me sleep better. No harm, right? Well, that's where things get sneaky. Because sleeping with your earphones on might sound harmless, even relaxing. But your ears, your skin, even your brain, they might secretly hate this habit. Let's be real. For a lot of us, silence is weirdly uncomfortable at night. The ticking clock, the hum of the fridge, your own racing thoughts. Sometimes you just need background noise to fall asleep. That's why so many people, maybe including you, wear earphones to bed. It blocks out noisy neighbors, drowns out snoring partners, keep the creepy silence away. And if you're traveling, earphones on the plane or bus are basically survival tools. But do you ever wake up in the middle of the night, tangled in cords or with sore ears? Or maybe you just never thought about what's actually happening inside your ears while you sleep? Sleeping with earphones feels innocent. It's not like you're blasting music at full volume. It helps you relax. It helps you fall asleep faster. What could possibly go wrong? Plus, there's those sleep apps and YouTube videos basically encouraging you to use headphones for optimal experience. So hey, if it helps you sleep, it's got to be good, right? Unfortunately, that's not always how your body sees it. Here's the not-so-fun part. Your ears, your skin, and even your hearing pay the price. Quietly, over time. 1. Earwax buildup. Your ears naturally produce wax to clean and protect themselves. But when you shove earphones in for hours, especially while lying down, that wax gets trapped. Result? Blocked ears, discomfort, even infections. 2. Skin irritation and pressure sores. Your ears aren't designed for constant pressure. Wearing earphones all night, the hard plastic or rubber presses against your skin for hours, causing redness, pain, skin irritation, in extreme cases, small pressure sores. 3. Risk of ear infections. Warm, moist environments, like your ear canal when sealed off by earphones, are breeding grounds for bacteria and fungi, especially if your earphones aren't cleaned regularly. 4. Hearing damage over time. Even low-volume sounds, if played for hours every night, can gradually affect your hearing. Your ears don't get a proper rest period. Tiny hair cells inside your ear, responsible for transmitting sound, get overworked. 5. Tangling and choking hazards. If you use wired earphones, there's a minor but real risk of cords wrapping around your neck while you toss and turn. Not super common, but it has happened. 6. Sleep disruption. Ironically, some studies suggest that using earphones at night actually disrupts your natural sleep cycles, even if you feel like you slept better. Your brain stays partially alert, processing the constant audio input. Here's a fun and slightly gross fact. A 2019 study found that shared or poorly cleaned earphones can carry more bacteria than a kitchen cutting board. Yeah, let that sink in. And here's the myth. A lot of people believe using earphones at night protects their ears from loud external noises. But the reality, most earphones aren't soundproof. They just mask noises. Plus, the constant audio exposure can do more harm than letting your ears rest naturally. Be honest with yourself. How often do you fall asleep with earphones in? Every night? Only when traveling? Or maybe whenever your brain just won't shut up? And when's the last time you actually cleaned your earphones or checked how loud your sleep playlist really is? If you've ever woken up with sore ears or noticed that your hearing feels dull in the morning, that's your body dropping some major hints. Look, I get it. Sometimes silence is impossible. But here's how to get your nightly audio fix without destroying your ears. 1. Use a pillow speaker. Small, flat speakers designed to sit under your pillow. No direct contact with your ears. 2. Switch to a Bluetooth sleep headband. These are soft, fabric headbands with built-in flat speakers, much safer and more comfortable than regular earphones. 3. Keep the volume low. Your sleep playlist shouldn't be blasting. Aim for the quietest volume that still lets you hear the audio. 4. Set a sleep timer. Most music and podcast apps have timers. Let the audio play for 30 to 60 minutes, then shut off automatically. Your ears and your sleep cycles will thank you. 5. Regularly clean your earphones. If you still use them, clean them often with alcohol wipes. Dirty earphones equal ear infections waiting to happen. 6. Try white noise machines. If you need background sound, these are designed for sleep without the ear irritation. At the end of the day, your sleep is sacred, but so is your hearing, so is your skin, so are your poor, overworked ears. It might feel cozy to drift off with your favorite playlist playing right in your ears, but in the long run, your body prefers a little peace and quiet. So maybe tonight, swap the earphones for a softer, safer alternative. Your ears and future self will totally appreciate it. All right, who else has been guilty of this one? Let me know in the comments.
Eating too much processed food. How often does your meal look like this? A shiny, colorful packet you tear open? A microwavable box you zap for 3 minutes? Or maybe instant noodles at midnight because, well, life happens. Processed food. It's everywhere. Quick, convenient. Tastes are kind of addictive, right? But have you ever stopped to think, wait, what is actually in this stuff? Or better yet, what happens to my body when I eat this every day? Spoiler alert, your body? Not a huge fan. And today we're unpacking exactly why. Processed food is basically anything that's been altered from its natural state, usually to make it tastier, last longer, or cook faster. Think chips, instant noodles, frozen pizza, sugary breakfast cereals, canned soups, packaged cookies, most fast food meals. And hey, I'm not here to demonize convenience. Life's busy. Sometimes cooking from scratch feels impossible. Processed food can save the day when you're late for work, too tired to cook, or just craving that salty, crunchy snack at 11 p.m. But the problem starts when this becomes your everyday routine. Let's face it, processed food doesn't look dangerous. The packaging, bright, fun, often covered in words like low fat, high protein, fortified with vitamins, all natural, which often doesn't mean much. It fills you up, it's tasty, it's cheap, it's everywhere. Vending machines, supermarkets, your office kitchen. So naturally, it feels harmless. If it's sold in stores, it must be fine, right? Sadly, not exactly. Let's peel back the shiny wrapper and talk real talk. Processed foods mess with your body, sneakily, over time. Here's how. 1. Excess salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Most processed foods are loaded with sodium to preserve flavor. Excess salt equals high blood pressure, increased heart disease risk. Hidden sugars? Sneaky culprits for weight gain, diabetes, and energy crashes. Trans fats? Still lurking in some products, damaging your heart health. 2. Lack of real nutrition. Many processed foods are calorie-dense but nutrient-poor. You feel full, but your body's starved for vitamins, minerals, and fiber. It's like filling your car with low-quality fuel. Eventually it sputters. 3. Gut health disaster.
Processed foods often lack fiber and are full of preservatives. Your gut bacteria? Not happy. Poor gut health links to digestive issues, weakened immunity, even mood problems. 4. Addictive ingredients. Ever notice you can't stop eating chips or cookies? That's engineered. Many processed foods are scientifically designed to hit your bliss point, making your brain crave more. 5. Inflammation and chronic disease risk. Over time, diets high in processed food can trigger inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, certain cancers, obesity. And the scariest part is, you often don't feel the damage until it's already done. Quick fun fact, did you know instant noodles, those cheap, convenient lifesavers, can stay undigested in your stomach for hours compared to fresh food? Your digestive system works overtime trying to break them down. Also a huge myth alert. Processed doesn't always mean junk food. Technically, even things like frozen veggies or plain yogurt are processed. The real danger comes from ultra-processed foods, the ones packed with additives, preservatives, fake flavors, and barely recognizable ingredients. Time for some honest self-checking. How often did your plate come straight from a box, packet, or drive-through? Think about your last grocery trip. Was your cart mostly fresh produce or colorful snack bags and instant meals? And your energy levels lately? Feeling sluggish, bloated, constant sugar cravings? Your body might be whispering or screaming, "Hey, can we chill on the processed stuff?" Look, cutting out all processed food? Not realistic for most of us, but small swaps? Totally doable. Here's how to protect your body without becoming a full-time chef. 1. Read labels. If the ingredient list looks like a chemistry exam, maybe skip it. 2. Prioritize whole foods. Aim for more fruits, veggies, whole grains, and lean proteins, even if it's just one meal a day. 3. Cook simple meals. You don't need to be Gordon Ramsay. A quick stir-fry or salad goes a long way. 4. Snack smarter. Swap chips for nuts, fruit, or yogurt. Your body and energy levels will notice. 5. Meal prep basics. Cook extra portions when you do cook. Saves time and temptation later. 6. Don't fall for healthy packaging. Buzzwords like low-fat or natural don't always mean nutritious. Check the ingredients. At the end of the day, processed food isn't pure evil. It's convenient. It's everywhere. And hey, sometimes that instant noodle hits the spot. But your body, it runs better on real, wholesome fuel. So maybe, next grocery trip, throw in a few more fresh options. Your future self with more energy, better digestion, and less health drama will totally appreciate it. All right, what's your biggest processed food weakness? Chips? Cookies? Instant noodles? Confess in the comments. No judgment here.
Not drinking enough water. All right, let me hit you with a question. When's the last time you drank a glass of water? No, not coffee, not soda, not that iced boba you got an hour ago. Actual, plain, good old H2O. If you had to think about it, you're not alone. Most of us walking around low-key dehydrated, and we don't even realize it. Tired? Headache? Dry skin? Brain fog? Yeah, that might not be just life. It might be your body begging for water. So today, let's dive into this sneaky, silent habit that messes with your body. Not drinking enough water. Look, I get it. Life is hectic. We wake up, scroll our phones, rush to work, stress through the day, binge a little Netflix, and somewhere in between all that, we forget to drink water. Or worse, we think, I'm not thirsty, so I'm probably fine. But spoiler alert, by the time you feel thirsty,
your body is already dehydrated. And the crazy part? Water makes up over 60% of your body. Your blood, your brain, your organs, your skin, they all depend on it. So when you slack on your water intake, things start going downhill fast. Skipping water feels harmless because, well, it's not immediately dramatic. You don't collapse, you don't break out in hives. There's no scary warning signal. Plus, we substitute water with coffee, tea, juices, energy drinks, that occasional soda. It feels like we're staying hydrated. But spoiler alert, those drinks can't replace the real deal. Some even dehydrate you more. And let's be real, water doesn't have flashy marketing like energy drinks or fancy bottled coffees. It's plain, boring. So we forget it. But your body never forgets. Here's where it gets sneaky. Not drinking enough water quietly messes with almost everything in your body. 1. Brain fog and poor focus. Your brain, around 75% water. When you're dehydrated, your brain literally shrinks a little, making it harder to concentrate, think clearly, or stay alert. 2. Low energy and fatigue. Feeling sluggish, dragging through your day? Even mild dehydration zaps your energy levels. Your body works harder to function with less water. It's exhausting. 3. Headaches and migraines. One of the most common causes of headaches? Dehydration. Sometimes all it takes is a glass or two of water to ease that pounding skull. 4. Poor digestion. Water keeps things moving, literally. Dehydration can cause bloating, constipation, and sluggish digestion. 5. Dry skin and premature aging. Want glowing, youthful skin? Water is cheaper than any fancy serum. Without enough, your skin looks dull, dry, and fine lines show up faster. 6. Muscle cramps and joint pain. Your muscles and joints need hydration to work smoothly. Not enough water? Expect cramps, stiffness, and aches. 7. Weak immune system. Water helps flush toxins from your body. Less water? Toxins linger, your immune system takes a hit, and you're more prone to getting sick. And guess what? Chronic dehydration increases your risk for kidney stones, urinary tract infections, and even more serious issues down the road. Quick myth buster. Only athletes or people in hot climates need to drink lots of water. Wrong. Even if you sit at a desk all day in air conditioning, your body still loses water through breathing, sweating, going to the bathroom. Fun fact, by the time you feel thirsty, you might already be down about 1 to 2% of your body's water content. Doesn't sound like much? Studies show that even that tiny drop can mess with your mood, focus, and energy. Okay, real talk. How much water did you actually drink today? A glass? 2? None? Be honest. When you get a headache or feel drained, do you reach for coffee? Grab a sugary snack? Blame lack of sleep? Or do you think, wait, maybe I just need some water? Your body gives little SOS signals. Headaches, tiredness, dry mouth, dark-colored pee. But most of us ignore them. Time to listen in. Look, chugging gallons of water overnight isn't realistic, but small, consistent steps, totally doable. 1. Start your day with water. Before coffee, before breakfast, just 1 glass. Simple, powerful, game changer. 2. Carry a water bottle everywhere. Make it your sidekick. At work, at the gym, in the car. Out of sight, out of mind. In sight, you'll drink more. 3. Flavor it up. Not a fan of plain water? Add lemon, cucumber, berries. Make it fancy. 4. Track your intake. Use an app or set reminders. Turns out we forget more often than we think.
5. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Sip throughout the day. Thirst is a late warning signal. 6. Sneaky water from food. Fruits and veggies like watermelon, cucumber, lettuce help with hydration too. At the end of the day, water isn't some magical health trend. It's the original, most essential fuel for your body. Feeling tired, foggy, moody? Before you overthink it, drink some water. Your brain, your skin, your energy levels, they'll all thank you. All right, confession time. Are you a water lover or one of those I forget all day people? Drop your answer in the comments. No shame zone here. Stay hydrated, stay sharp, and let's take care of this amazing machine we live in.
Using too much deodorant. Who here has ever done the panic swipe with deodorant? You know what I mean. You're about to head out, maybe you've got a date, maybe it's a meeting. Maybe you just don't want to be that person with body odor. So you go in with extra layers of deodorant. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Maybe one more for good luck. Sound familiar? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you that overdoing it with deodorant might actually be messing with your body? Quietly, sneakily, without you even realizing it. Let's break it down. See, deodorant itself isn't the villain here. We all love feeling fresh, smelling good, and avoiding those awkward, "is that me?" moments. The problem? It's when we overdo it. Layer after layer, day after day, sometimes even multiple times a day. And hey, modern deodorants, they're packed with powerful ingredients, fragrances, alcohols, antiperspirants like aluminum compounds designed to block odor and sweat. That's great, until your skin starts to protest. And spoiler alert, your underarms are surprisingly sensitive real estate. Overusing deodorant feels harmless because, well, what's the worst that could happen? It's just a hygiene product, right? It's designed to make you cleaner, fresher, and more presentable. Plus, companies market these products like they're magic potions. 48-hour protection, clinical strength, stay fresh all day long. So naturally, we think if a little works, more must be better. But that logic? Kind of flawed when it comes to your skin, especially when we're talking about a delicate area that barely gets to breathe. Here's where things get tricky. Using too much deodorant, especially antiperspirants, can quietly cause 1. Clogged pores and irritation. Antiperspirants work by blocking sweat glands. Great short-term, but overuse can clog pores, trap bacteria, and lead to redness, bumps, or even painful ingrown hairs. 2. Skin dryness and peeling. Many deodorants contain alcohol or drying agents. Excessive application dries out your skin, causing flakiness, peeling, and discomfort. 3. Discoloration of the skin. Ever noticed your underarms getting darker over time? Overusing harsh deodorants can cause skin irritation and hyperpigmentation. Not dangerous, but definitely annoying. 4. Allergic reactions. Fragrances and preservatives in deodorants can trigger allergic reactions, especially with overexposure. Itchy, red, burning armpits? Yeah, not fun. 5. Throwing off natural bacteria balance. Your skin, even under your arms, has a microbiome. Too much product disrupts that balance, ironically making odor worse over time. And 6. Sweat gland dysfunction. Constantly blocking sweat glands with antiperspirants in rare cases can lead to conditions like hidradenitis suppurativa, painful lumps and inflammation in the armpits. Bottom line, your armpits need moderation, not chemical warfare. Quick myth check. More deodorant equals more protection? Nope. In fact, most deodorants are designed to work with just a thin, even layer. Piling it on doesn't increase effectiveness, it just increases your risk of irritation. Fun fact is, your body actually adjusts to your deodorant routine. Overusing it can make your skin more sensitive over time, making even small amounts irritating later. Also, deodorant and antiperspirant aren't the same thing. Deodorant fights odor.
Antiperspirant blocks sweat. Many products combine both, which is where overuse can cause more issues. All right, time for honesty. How heavy-handed are you with your deodorant? Be real. Do you swipe once or twice and call it good? Or do you layer it like you're prepping for a marathon in the Sahara? And here's the thing. If you've ever dealt with itchy armpits, dark spots, or mystery rashes, could be your deodorant routine quietly causing the drama. Your armpits deserve love, not chemical overload. Worried you've been overdoing it? No stress. Fixing it is simple. 1. Less is more. A thin, even layer is all you need. Let it dry before dressing to avoid irritation and stains. 2. Alternate products. Switch between deodorant only and antiperspirant, or try natural options to give your skin a break. 3. Give your skin a breather. On lazy days at home, skip deodorant altogether. Let your pores breathe. 4. Patch test new products. Especially with scented or clinical strength, test on a small area first. 5. Moisturize your armpits. Sounds weird, but gentle, fragrance-free moisturizer helps soothe and protect irritated underarm skin. 6. Stay clean, not just covered. Deodorant doesn't replace hygiene. Regular showers and gentle cleansing are still key. And 7. Consider natural deodorants. They're not for everyone, but some find they reduce irritation. Just watch out for baking soda sensitivity. At the end of the day, nobody wants to be that person who forgets deodorant. But there's a difference between being fresh and attacking your armpits with chemical overkill. Moderation wins. Less product, healthier skin, same confidence. All right, I gotta know. Are you a one-swipe-and-done person, or do you go full-on deodorant armor every morning? Tell me in the comments. No judgment. And hey, maybe your armpits will thank you for the break.
Sleeping with the lights on. All right, let's get real. Who here still sleeps with a nightlight? Or maybe you don't call it that, but your bedroom has the TV on, your phone screen glowing, maybe the hallway light leaking under the door. And hey, no judgment. Some people just can't sleep in total darkness. Maybe it's a leftover from childhood fears. Or maybe you just dozed off binge-watching Netflix. But here's the question. Could that harmless little light be messing with your body? Quietly, sneakily, night after night. Let's dive into why sleeping with the lights on might be doing your health more harm than you realize. First off, it feels innocent enough, right? You fall asleep with the lamp on, the TV humming, maybe your phone screen glowing on the nightstand. Or maybe you purposely leave a soft light on because the dark makes you uneasy. It's cozy, it feels safer, and hey, you're still getting sleep, so what's the big deal? But here's the thing. Our bodies are wired to respond to light, even when our eyes are closed. It all comes down to how light affects your brain while you sleep, and trust me, the science behind it is wild. Sleeping with the lights on seems harmless because, well, you're asleep, right? You're resting, your eyes are shut. You might not even notice the light. It's not like you're consciously staring at it. Plus, it's super common. Millions of people do it. Some folks even leave the TV or computer running all night. It feels like background noise, maybe even comforting. And in some cases, people think it helps them sleep. But your body doesn't exactly agree. Here's where it gets sneaky. When you sleep with lights on, you're low-key messing with your body's natural processes, like 1. Disrupting melatonin production. Melatonin is your sleep hormone. Your brain releases it when it gets dark to help you wind down. But artificial light, especially blue light from screens or cool-toned bulbs, suppresses melatonin production. Less melatonin equals lighter, more restless sleep. 2. Poor sleep quality. Even if you fall asleep with the light on, your sleep isn't as deep or restorative. Your body struggles to hit that deep healing sleep phase. Translation, you wake up groggy, foggy, and not really refreshed. 3. Increased risk of weight gain. Yep, studies show people who sleep with lights or TV on tend to gain more weight over time. Why? Disrupted sleep messes with hunger hormones, making you crave unhealthy food. 4. Messed up body clock or circadian rhythm. Your body's internal clock relies on light cues. If your brain thinks it's still daytime, your sleep-wake cycle gets confused. 5. Higher risk of health issues. Long-term poor sleep is linked to increased risk of heart disease, depression, anxiety, type 2 diabetes, weakened immunity, all from a simple habit that feels harmless. Let me bust the common myth real quick. Your eyes are closed so light doesn't affect you. False. Even with your eyelids shut, light still penetrates. Your brain detects it. In fact, your skin has photoreceptors too, meaning light hitting your body can still send signals to your brain. Fun fact, in nature, our ancestors only had moonlight and stars at night. Artificial light at 2 a.m.? Totally unnatural to your biology. Okay, be honest. What's your bedroom setup like? Are you a pitch black or nothing person? Or do you drift off with the TV glowing, your phone next to your pillow, maybe even a lamp on? And have you noticed feeling more tired, sluggish, even after a full night of sleep? Could be your light habits sabotaging your rest. Your sleep environment matters more than most people realize. Want to fix this? Good news, you don't have to sleep in a sensory deprivation chamber. Simple steps can make a huge difference. 1. Aim for darkness. Try blackout curtains to black out outside light. Cover any glowing electronics or unplug unnecessary lights. 2. Ditch the screens. Avoid falling asleep with the TV, laptop, or phone on. If you must have your phone nearby, flip it face down or put it on Do Not Disturb. 3. Use warm, dim night lights if needed. If total darkness stresses you out, use a dim red tone night light. It disrupts your sleep far less than blue or white light. 4. Gradual wind-down routine. Help your brain transition to sleep by dimming lights 1 to 2 hours before bed. Reading? Use a soft amber light. 5. Sleep masks. If you can't control all the lights, like street lights outside, a comfy sleep mask works wonders. 6. No LED alarm clocks. Those bright digital clocks can subtly mess with your sleep too. Opt for one with adjustable brightness, or tuck it away. At the end of the day, sleeping with the lights on feels harmless, even comforting. But your body craves the dark. It needs the dark to recharge properly. Small tweaks to your sleep setup can mean the difference between groggy mornings and waking up actually rested. So, what's your sleep style? Are you team total blackout or soft glow nightlight? Can't sleep without it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love seeing how different everyone's routines are. And hey, your future well-rested self will thank you.
Frequently biting your lips or the inside of your cheeks? All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself biting your lip? Maybe you're deep in thought, stressed, nervous, or maybe you're not even aware you're doing it. And what about your cheeks? Ever find those little sore spots inside your mouth and think, oh man, I must have been chewing on that again? Trust me, you're not alone. Lip biting, cheek biting, these little habits feel harmless. Sometimes it even feels satisfying, like your brain gets a weird sense of relief. But here's the twist. That innocent habit, it might be quietly messing with your body more than you think. Let's break it down. So, what exactly are we talking about here? It's that moment when, maybe without even realizing, you bite your lower lip, chew the inside of your cheek, gnaw gently or aggressively at the same spot over and over. Sometimes people do it when they're nervous, stressed, deep in concentration, bored, or just purely out of habit. You might not even notice you're doing it until your lip feels raw, or you run your tongue along your cheek and feel a sore spot. And hey, It doesn't always hurt right away. Some folks even say it calms them down. But behind the scenes, your body's dealing with way more than just a little nibble. Here's why most of us never think twice about it. It's small. It's not dramatic. It's not like you're punching yourself in the face. It's just a little bite. And because it's inside your mouth, no one even sees it most of the time. Plus, a lot of people do it, so it feels normal. Some folks even think it's quirky, like their version of nail biting. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's good for you. Here's where things get sneaky and honestly kind of gross. 1. Repeated tissue damage. When you constantly bite your lips or cheeks, you're damaging that soft tissue. Over time, that can cause swelling, ulcers, painful sores, scar tissue buildup. And scar tissue, it can make you more likely to bite the same spot again. It's like your mouth develops little rough patches that your teeth naturally find. 2. Infection risk. Your mouth is full of bacteria. Tiny open wounds from biting, perfect entry points for infection. It might start with a sore, but left untreated, you're risking inflammation, painful swelling, even more serious mouth infections. 3. Increased sensitivity and pain. The more you irritate those areas, the more sensitive they become. Chewing, talking, even smiling can feel uncomfortable. 4. Potential for permanent changes. In extreme cases, constant biting can change the shape of the inside of your mouth. Thicken tissue, callus-like bumps. Not exactly ideal. 5. Linked to anxiety and stress disorders. For some people, chronic cheek or lip biting is a body-focused, repetitive behavior. It's in the same family as nail biting, hair pulling, trichotillomania, skin picking. Basically, your body is expressing stress or anxiety, but in a way that physically hurts you over time. You probably heard people say, "It's just a nervous habit. Everyone does it, no big deal." But fun fact, there's actually a medical term for this, morsicatio buccarum, fancy Latin for chronic cheek biting. There's even morsicatio labiorum, chronic lip biting. So yeah, doctors do take it seriously when it becomes excessive. And here's another one. Some folks believe biting your lips makes them look fuller. Maybe, temporarily, right before they swell up and hurt, but that's not exactly the beauty routine I'd recommend. Okay, time to be honest with yourself. How often do you catch yourself doing this? Is it just once in a while when you're nervous? Or are there permanent sore spots inside your mouth that never seem to heal? Do you find yourself zoning out, gnawing at your lip during work, class, or while watching TV? And do you really want those tiny injuries stacking up inside your mouth? Your body deserves better than becoming a chew toy for your stress. Breaking the habit isn't always easy, especially if it's tied to stress or boredom. But here's what can help. 1. Identify your triggers. Notice when you tend to bite. Is it stress? Boredom? Focus? Awareness is step 1. 2. Keep your lips moisturized. Dry lips are easier to bite. Use lip balm regularly. A smooth surface is less tempting to gnaw on. 3. Choose something healthier. Sugar-free gum can satisfy the oral fixation without damaging your mouth. But don't overdo it. We've got another point about excessive gum chewing coming later. 4. Stress relief alternatives. If it's anxiety-driven, try fidget tools, breathing exercises, or stress balls to redirect the habit. 5. Visit a dentist or doctor. If your biting causes significant damage or seems out of control, professionals can help. There are even dental guards designed to protect your cheeks and lips. 6. Mindfulness and habit tracking. Apps or simple notes can help track when you bite. Awareness reduces mindless behavior. 7. Behavioral therapy for severe cases. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can help if biting is linked to anxiety or compulsive behavior. Look, we all have our little nervous habits. Biting your lip or cheek feels harmless, but your mouth deserves to be treated with care, not constant, tiny injuries. Next time you catch yourself doing it, pause. Ask yourself, is this stress talking? Is there a better way to handle it? Your smile, your comfort, your health, all worth protecting. So, be honest. Are you a cheek biter, a lip chewer, or maybe both? Let me know in the comments. No shame here, but maybe let's start kicking this habit together.
Wearing contact lenses for too long. All right, let me ask you this. Are you one of those people who wear contact lenses from sunrise to, well, way past bedtime? Maybe you even sleep with them sometimes? Or, be honest, have you ever stretched that daily contact lens for 3, 4, 5 days? It's cool, you're not alone. Contacts are super convenient, right? No foggy glasses, no sliding frames. You can see perfectly, and no one even knows you need vision correction. But here's the thing. As handy as they are, wearing contact lenses for too long is one of those sneaky habits that can mess up your body without you even realizing it. Specifically, your precious eyes. And trust me, you do not want to mess with your eyes. Let's break this down. Wearing contact lenses too long can mean a few things. Wearing daily contacts for multiple days, sleeping with lenses that aren't designed for overnight wear, keeping your lenses in for more than the recommended hours, usually around 8 to 12 hours, using the same pair of contacts longer than their intended lifespan, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly lenses worn for months or even years. Yep, people do that. And I get it, life gets busy. You forget to take them out. Or maybe you don't want to deal with glasses. Or you figure, it's fine, what's one more day? But your eyes, they're not thrilled about it. It feels so low effort, right? You pop in your lenses, you go about your day, your vision is clear, no fuss, no bulky frames. And most of the time, it doesn't feel like you're doing any harm. Your eyes might feel a little dry or irritated, sure, but that's normal, right? Or is it? See, because contacts are so small, so invisible, and so convenient, it's easy to forget they're even a foreign object sitting directly on your eyeball. But your eyes, they definitely know. Here's where things get real. Your eyes need oxygen, lots of it. And believe it or not, they breathe through the cornea, the clear front layer of your eye. What do contact lenses do? They act like tiny barriers, limiting the amount of oxygen that reaches your cornea. Now, modern lenses are designed to let some oxygen through, but only within safe time limits. When you exceed those limits, problems start stacking up. Number 1, corneal hypoxia. Reduced oxygen makes your cornea swell. You might feel discomfort, blurry vision, or sensitivity to light. Over time, permanent damage is possible. Number 2, dryness and irritation. Your eyes can't maintain natural moisture. You feel like there's sand in your eye. Redness, burning, and itching become the norm. Number 3, increased risk of infection.
Leaving lenses in too long creates the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. It can lead to serious infections like keratitis, inflammation of the cornea. Some infections can cause permanent vision loss. Number 4, corneal ulcers. Open sores on your cornea. Painful, vision-threatening, and definitely not something you want. And 5, giant papillary conjunctivitis. Fancy term for inflammation inside your eyelid caused by overwearing contacts. You get redness, discharge, itching, basically your eye's way of screaming at you to stop. In the worst-case scenarios, people have ended up needing corneal transplants or dealing with long-term vision problems, all because they didn't give their eyes a break. You've probably heard the myth that sleeping with your contacts will definitely make you go blind overnight. Okay, that's a bit dramatic, but it's not entirely wrong. Studies show that sleeping with your contacts increases your risk of serious eye infections by 6 to 8 times. And if those infections happen, vision loss is on the table. Also, fun fact, your cornea is one of the few parts of your body that doesn't have its own blood supply. It relies on oxygen from the air. So covering it with a plastic lens for hours or days or weeks, not ideal. All right, time for some honesty. How many of you watching right now have slipped in your contacts, overstretched your daily lenses, used monthly lenses for, longer than a month, felt irritation and just ignored it because you didn't want to deal with taking them out? Come on, be real, no judgment here. But is that convenience worth risking your vision? Imagine how different your life would be if your eyes got seriously damaged. No Netflix, no YouTube, not seeing your friends clearly. Suddenly, taking a couple of minutes to care for your contacts doesn't seem so annoying, huh? Good news is, protecting your eyes isn't hard. You just gotta be consistent. Follow the recommended wear time. Daily lenses? Toss them daily. Monthly lenses? Replace them every month. No excuses. Never sleep in contacts unless they're specifically designed for it. Even then, it's risky. Try to give your eyes a break. Keep them clean. Use fresh, approved contact solution. No tap water, no spit. Yes, some people actually do that. Please don't do that. Give your eyes a break. If you can, go glasses only for a few hours a day. Let your eyes breathe and reset. Pay attention to irritation, redness, pain, blurry vision. Take your lenses out and see a doctor. Don't just tough it out. Replace your lens case regularly. Bacteria love old, slimy cases. Replace them every few months. Visit your eye doctor annually. Regular checkups help catch problems early. Your eyes work hard for you every day. They let you experience the world, binge-watch shows, scroll endlessly on your phone. But they can only take so much abuse. Wearing contact lenses for too long might seem harmless now, but it's one of those sneaky habits that adds up, quietly, gradually, until one day it's a full-blown problem. So be honest, are you guilty of overwearing your contacts? Or are you that rare, responsible soul who actually follows the rules? Let me know in the comments. And hey, your eyes will thank you for listening to this one.
Chewing gum too often. Are you one of those people who always, and I mean always, have gum in your mouth? Like, you can't walk into a store, sit in traffic, or even start a Zoom call without popping a piece in. Minty fresh breath? Love it. That satisfying chew? Totally get it. Helps with boredom? Yep, been there. But hey, what if I told you that constantly chewing gum, especially when it becomes a daily non-stop habit, might be doing more damage than you realize? Yeah,
It sounds harmless. It's gum. How bad can it be? Well, turns out your jaw, teeth, digestion, and even your headaches might disagree. Let's be real. Chewing gum is basically society's low-key addiction. Long drive? Gum. Stress at work? Gum. Nervous before a date? Gum. Just ate garlic? Definitely gum. It makes you feel fresh, keeps your mouth busy. Some people even claim it helps them focus or suppress cravings. And to be fair, occasionally chewing gum, totally fine. But when you start chewing gum for hours on end, every day, that's when the sneaky side effects start creeping in. It's gum. It's literally marketed as something fun and harmless. Sugar-free? Cool. Helps your teeth? Even better. Chewing keeps your mouth moving and your breath fresh. What's the harm? Unlike smoking or snacking on junk food, it doesn't look like an unhealthy habit. In fact, a lot of people think it's the opposite. They use gum to curb hunger, stay alert, or just avoid eating out of boredom. But like most seemingly harmless habits, the effects of excessive gum chewing are sneakier. They build up quietly until your body starts throwing warning signs. All right, buckle up, because here's where it gets interesting. Chewing gum excessively can mess with your body in ways you probably never thought about. 1. Jaw problems. TMJ dysfunction. Your jaw isn't designed to chew endlessly. Overusing those muscles? That leads to TMJ issues, pain, stiffness, popping sounds, and difficulty opening your mouth. It's like giving your jaw a constant workout with no rest days. Headaches. Chewing puts strain on your temporalis and masseter muscles, the ones responsible for moving your jaw. Overworking these muscles can trigger tension headaches or even migraines. Tooth damage. Chewing gum, especially the sugary kind, exposes your teeth to sugar for long periods. Even sugar-free gum isn't completely innocent. The constant chewing wears down enamel over time. Plus, some people chew aggressively, which accelerates tooth wear. Digestive confusion. Chewing signals your body that food is on the way. Your brain tells your stomach to produce digestive acids, but then, surprise, no food arrives. Over time, this can mess with your digestion, causing bloating, gas, or discomfort. Imbalanced facial muscles. Chew on one side more than the other? It can lead to muscle imbalances, making one side of your jawline slightly different from the other. Yep, your face literally starts to reflect your gum habit. Gut health issues for sugar-free gum. Many sugar-free gums contain sorbitol or xylitol, which in large amounts act as laxatives. Chewing lots of gum? You might notice gas, bloating, or even diarrhea. Not exactly what you signed up for with your minty fresh routine. Okay, remember when your parents told you, don't swallow your gum, it'll stay in your stomach for 7 years? Good news, that's a total myth. Swallowed gum usually passes through your digestive system like other food, but still, probably not a great idea to make a habit of it. Here's the real fun fact. Studies have shown that excessive gum chewing in children has been linked to more frequent headaches, especially migraines. Same goes for adults, so if you find yourself popping painkillers for headaches all the time, might be time to look at that gum habit. Be honest with me for a sec. How much gum are you chewing? Is it a once-in-a-while thing, or are you basically a human metronome, chew, chew, chew all day long? Do you ever get jaw soreness and just ignore it? Have you noticed headaches creeping in but didn't connect the dots? Or maybe you've been battling bloating and wondered what the heck is causing it. Sometimes the simplest, sneakiest habits are the ones quietly wrecking your comfort or even your health. Look,
You don't have to give up gum completely. Life's too short for that. But moderation and mindfulness, total game changers. 1. Limit gum time. Try to keep your gum chewing sessions to 20 to 30 minutes max. Your jaw and your digestive system will thank you. 2. Alternate sides when you chew. Don't always favor one side. Keep your facial muscles balanced. 3. Pay attention to pain. If your jaw starts feeling sore, stiff, or clicky, that's your cue to chill on the gum for a while. 4. Go sugar-free, but don't overdo it. Sugar-free gum helps your teeth, but too much can mess with your gut. Stick to a reasonable amount. 5. Stay hydrated. Chewing gum can sometimes dry your mouth, so keep sipping water. And 6. Watch for headache patterns. If headaches line up with gum chewing binges, you found your culprit. 7. Switch to other habits. Need something to do with your mouth when you're bored or stressed? Try sipping water, chewing crunchy vegetables, or popping a mint instead. At the end of the day, chewing gum isn't evil. But when a harmless habit turns into an all-day, everyday ritual, that's when the sneaky side effects sneak in. Your jaw, your teeth, your digestion, they're all quietly keeping score. And trust me, they'll let you know when they've had enough. So what about you? Are you a casual gum chewer or a full-blown gum addict? Have you noticed any of these sneaky side effects? Drop your gum confession in the comments. No judgment here. And hey, maybe let your jaw take a little vacation today.
Sitting too long at your desk job. All right, let's get real for a second. How many hours a day do you spend glued to your desk or chair? Be honest. Is it 6 hours? 8 hours? More like 10 or 12. And don't lie, just because you got up once to grab a coffee doesn't mean you moved your body. Look, I get it. Modern work life has turned most of us into professional sitters. Emails, meetings, spreadsheets, Zoom calls, it all happens from one spot, your chair. Seems harmless, right? Well, your body disagrees. Turns out sitting for long periods, especially if you barely move throughout your workday, might be one of the sneakiest ways you're silently damaging your health. We live in a world that's obsessed with convenience. Work from home? Love it. Office jobs? Still the norm. Everything digital? Sign me up. But the trade-off? Our bodies are practically frozen in place for hours at a time. You wake up, sit at your desk. Lunchtime? Maybe you heat. Still sitting. Afternoon slump? Keep sitting. Even after work, Netflix or gaming. Guess what? Still sitting. Before you know it, you've spent the majority of your waking hours parked in a chair. And your body? It's quietly plotting its revenge. Here's the thing. Sitting doesn't feel like a dangerous habit. You're not smoking. You're not eating junk food. Okay, maybe the occasional snack. You're not doing anything extreme. In fact, society kind of rewards sitting. The longer you stay focused at your desk, the more productive you look. The fewer breaks you take, the more dedicated you seem. Your boss loves it. Your spine, not so much. It feels normal because everyone's doing it. But just because something's common doesn't mean it's harmless. Now here's where things get uncomfortable, literally and scientifically. 1. Muscle weakness. Your glutes, hamstrings, and core muscles literally switch off when you sit too long. Over time, they weaken, leading to poor posture, back pain, and even stability issues. 2. Poor circulation. Sitting restricts blood flow, especially to your legs. Ever notice your feet get cold or your legs feel heavy after a long workday? That's poor circulation in action. In extreme cases, it even increases your risk for blood clots. 3. Spinal damage and back pain. Sitting compresses your lower back and spine.
Hunch over a laptop, your neck and shoulders join the pain party. The longer you stay in that position, the more your posture suffers. Over time, chronic pain becomes your new coworker. 4. Metabolism slows down. When you're inactive, your calorie burn drops dramatically. Sitting all day makes it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar and break down fats efficiently. Translation: weight gain, higher risk of diabetes, and increased cholesterol levels. 5. Increased risk of heart disease. Yep, multiple studies have linked prolonged sitting to heart problems. Even if you exercise before or after work, long, uninterrupted sitting sessions still increase your risk. 6. Mental fog and fatigue. Believe it or not, your brain works better when your body moves. Sitting for hours? Blood flow decreases, oxygen levels drop, and your brain starts feeling foggy. Cue the afternoon slump, lack of focus, and that "I need another coffee" moment. Here's a fun one. Have you ever heard the phrase, "sitting is the new smoking"? It sounds dramatic, but there's some truth to it. Research shows that excessive sitting is linked to an increased risk of early death, even for people who exercise regularly. The human body simply isn't designed to stay still for hours on end. Oh, and standing desks? They're helpful, but they're not the magic solution. Standing all day without movement causes its own set of problems. The real key is movement. Frequent, intentional movement. All right, time to face the facts. How often do you actually move during your workday? Are you someone who sits down at 9 a.m. and basically doesn't budge until lunchtime? Or maybe you power through your afternoon without standing up, except maybe to refill your coffee. And hey, no judgment. I've been there too. But your body, it's keeping score. The stiff neck, the lower back aches, the sore shoulders, the brain fog. That's your body saying, "Hey, we need to move." The good news, fixing this doesn't require quitting your job or turning into a gym rat. Small, consistent changes go a long way. 1. The 30-minute rule. Set a timer to stand up, stretch, or walk every 30 minutes, even for 2 or 3 minutes. It resets your circulation and gives your muscles a break. 2. Desk stretches. Neck rolls, shoulder shrugs, seated twists. Simple stretches at your desk can ease tension and improve posture. 3. Walking meetings. When possible, take calls or meetings while walking, even if it's pacing around your room. Every step counts. 4. Adjustable workstations. Standing desks or sit-stand converters help vary your position. But remember, movement, not just standing, is key. 5. Lunchtime movement. Use part of your lunch break for a short walk or light stretching. It boosts energy for the afternoon slump. 6. Evening counterbalance. If you've been sitting all day, prioritize evening movement. A walk, light workout, or stretching session helps your body recover. 7. Track your steps. Fitness trackers or apps help you stay accountable. Aim for at least 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day to offset sitting time. Look, I know life's busy. Deadlines, meetings, projects, they all demand your attention. But your body? It's quietly demanding your movement. Sitting isn't evil, but sitting all day, every day, without breaks, that's when the damage sneaks in. So maybe right now, hit pause. Stand up, stretch, shake it out. Take a lap around the room. Your spine, your muscles, your heart, they'll thank you for it. And who knows, a few simple movement breaks could be the difference between feeling drained at 5 p.m. and actually having energy for the rest of your day.
Using antibacterial products too often. How obsessed are you with staying clean? Are you the type who squirts hand sanitizer after every handshake? Wipes down your phone 3 times a day? Or maybe you've got that antibacterial soap sitting proudly by every sink at home. Hey, I get it. Germs are gross. Nobody wants to get sick. We've been taught to fear bacteria like they're tiny, invisible monsters just waiting to jump on us. But what if I told you that your war against germs, especially with antibacterial products, might be doing more harm than good? Yep, turns out being too clean comes with some sneaky side effects. So here's how it usually starts. You buy that antibacterial soap because it sounds stronger, right? Regular soap? Nah, basic. Antibacterial soap. That's the ninja warrior of cleaning products. It's like you're fighting germs with a secret weapon. Same goes for those hand sanitizers that promise to kill 99.9% of bacteria. You carry them everywhere. Your car, your desk, your purse, your pocket. One squirt and bam, germs defeated. But then it has become a habit. A tiny scratch? Sanitizer. Touch your phone? Sanitizer. Open a door? Sanitizer. Shake hands? Double sanitizer. And before you know it, you're in a constant loop of kill all the germs mode without realizing your body might need some of those germs to stay healthy. It makes sense, right? We've been taught that bacteria equals bad. Kill the bacteria, stay healthy. Simple formula. Especially after the whole global pandemic thing, people got extra cautious. Sanitizer sales skyrocketed. Antibacterial everything became the new normal. Wipe down your groceries? Why not? Spray your packages? Of course. Antibacterial wipes for your keyboard? Yes, please. And honestly, some of that caution wasn't bad. But like most things in life, too much of a good thing can backfire. Antibacterial products seem harmless. They smell clean, they feel fresh, they promise protection. But there's a hidden side most people don't think about. Here's where it gets interesting and honestly a little gross. 1. You're killing the good bacteria too. Your skin and body naturally host billions of bacteria. And guess what? Not all of them are bad. Many of them protect you. They help keep harmful microbes in check, support your immune system, even aid in wound healing. Overusing antibacterial products wipes out the good guys along with the bad. It's like setting off a bomb to kill one mosquito. 2. Weakened immune system. Our immune system learns through exposure. Constantly sterilizing your environment means your immune system doesn't get practice runs against everyday bacteria. Over time, it gets weaker, making you more vulnerable to infections. 3. Superbugs are real. Here's the scary part. Overusing antibacterial products contribute to the rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. These so-called superbugs are tougher, smarter, and harder to kill. And the more we rely on antibacterial everything, the faster they evolved. It's like retraining the germs to become little microscopic villains. 4. Skin problems. Constant use of antibacterial soaps and sanitizers can strip your skin of natural oils. That leads to dryness, irritation, and cracks, which ironically makes it easier for germs to get in.
Dry, damaged skin is like leaving your front door unlocked for bacteria. 5. Hormone disruption. Some antibacterial agents, like triclosan, have been linked to potential hormone disruption in animal studies. While more research is needed for humans, it's another reason to use these products cautiously. Here's a fun one. Did you know the FDA actually banned certain antibacterial ingredients from soaps in recent years? Yeah, they looked at the evidence and realized that these chemicals weren't proven to be any better than regular soap and water, but they were linked to environmental harm and potential health risks. So next time you see a product bragging about being antibacterial, maybe don't automatically assume it's better. Regular soap and water, still undefeated. Okay, time for a little reality check. Be honest. Are you overusing antibacterial products? Is your hand sanitizer practically glued to your hand? Are you wiping down every surface like you're preparing for surgery? And more importantly, do you feel like your skin's getting drier? Do you get sick just as often despite all your cleaning? Maybe, just maybe, your too clean routine is actually working against you. The good news, you don't have to toss everything out. Just be smart about it. 1. Regular soap and water first. Washing your hands with plain soap and water for 20 seconds is still the gold standard. It removes dirt, grime, and germs effectively. No need for fancy antibacterial formulas. 2. Save hand sanitizer for when you need it. Use alcohol-based sanitizers only when soap and water aren't available, like on public transport or after touching shared surfaces. 3. Avoid overusing antibacterial soaps at home. For daily hand washing, gentle soap does the trick. Antibacterial soap is not necessary for most people in everyday life. 4. Be skeptical of marketing claims. Antibacterial doesn't always mean safer or healthier. Check ingredients and don't fall for fear-based advertising. 5. Moisturize your skin. If your hands feel dry from sanitizers, use a fragrance-free moisturizer to protect your skin barrier. 6. Focus on targeted cleaning. Disinfect high-touch surfaces, doorknobs, phones, keyboards, but don't obsessively sanitize everything all the time. 7. Support your immune system naturally. A balanced diet, enough sleep, regular exercise, and manageable hygiene practices help your body fight germs effectively without overdoing it. Look, I'm not saying let's all live in filth. Good hygiene is important, but there's a line between being clean and being too clean. Your body is designed to interact with the world, and yes, that includes bacteria. Trying to eliminate every single germ, not only is it impossible, it might actually be making life harder for your body in the long run. So next time you reach for that antibacterial wipe or sanitizer, ask yourself, is this really necessary? Or are you just fighting a battle your body already knows how to win?
Sleeping without washing your face. How many times have you crashed into bed at the end of a long day, totally exhausted, and thought, I'll wash my face tomorrow? Or maybe you were just too tired, or you figured, it's not like I wore makeup today, so I'm good, right? Yeah, we've all been there. Sometimes your bed is calling louder than your skincare routine. But here's the thing. Sleeping without washing your face, that's one of those sneaky habits that quietly mess with your skin and even your health.
It starts simple enough. You come home, maybe from work, a night out, or just a regular day running errands. You're tired. Your bed looks way more inviting than your bathroom mirror. And hey, if you didn't wear makeup, or if you think your skin looks fine, skipping face washing feels harmless. You think it's just one night. But then one night turns into two. Two turns into a week. And suddenly, forgetting to wash your face becomes your nightly routine. Look, I get it. It feels harmless, especially if you're not caking on foundation or heavy makeup. You figure, what's there to clean? It's not like your face looks dirty, right? Plus, skin regenerates overnight. That's what we've heard. So skipping the wash, no big deal. Or so it seems. But just because your skin looks fine doesn't mean it's actually clean. Invisible enemies like dirt, oil, sweat, and environmental pollutants love to cling to your face. And trust me, they don't magically disappear while you sleep. In fact, they party on your skin all night long. Here's where the not-so-pretty science comes in. 1. Clogged pores equal breakouts. Throughout the day, your skin collects oil, dead skin cells, bacteria, and tiny bits of pollution. When you don't wash that off before bed, it sinks deeper into your pores. Result? Hello, blackheads. Hello, pimples. Hello, why is my skin breaking out? 2. Skin can't repair itself properly. Nighttime is prime time for your skin to repair itself. But when it's covered in grime, your skin can't breathe. It struggles to renew. And over time, that can lead to dullness, rough texture, and faster aging. 3. Premature aging. Yep, skipping face washing can actually speed up wrinkles and fine lines. Pollutants left on your skin break down collagen, the protein that keeps your skin firm and youthful. So every time you forget to cleanse, you're giving Father Time a helping hand. 4. Irritation and sensitivity. Dirt and leftover products can cause redness, irritation, and even allergic reactions, especially if you have sensitive skin. Not cleansing means you're basically inviting inflammation to your face. 5. Your pillow becomes a bacteria magnet. Everything on your face transfers to your pillowcase. So even if you do wash your face the next night, your pillow's already coated with last night's oil, sweat, and grime. It's a vicious cycle. Here's a fun fact for you. Your skin can produce up to 1 liter of sweat per night. Gross, right? And even if you can't feel it, that sweat mixes with oils and whatever's left on your face from the day. Without proper cleansing, it all just marinates. Sounds appetizing? Didn't think so. Also, Mythbuster time. People often say, if I don't wear makeup, I don't need to wash my face at night. Wrong. Your skin still produces oil. Pollution, dust, and bacteria still land on your face, makeup or not. Nightly cleansing is always essential. So, real talk. How many nights have you skipped washing your face? Are you in the sometimes guilty club? Or maybe you're full-time president of the Too Tired to Care squad? And ever wonder why your skin randomly breaks out or looks dull and tired even after a good night's sleep? Yeah, your nighttime routine, or lack of one, might be the culprit. Imagine your skin like your teeth. You wouldn't go to bed without brushing, right? So why leave your face dirty? Good news is, you don't need a 12-step skincare routine to fix this. Here's how to keep it simple but effective. 1. Make cleansing non-negotiable. Even when you're tired, do it. A quick cleanse is better than none. If you can't do your full routine, at least wipe your face with micellar water or gentle cleansing wipes. 2. Keep your products accessible. Tired? Lazy? Keep cleansing wipes or micellar water by your bed for those emergency I can't make it to the sink nights. 3. Don't overthink it. Gentle cleanser, lukewarm water, pat dry with a clean towel. That's it. Consistency matters more than complexity. 4. Set an alarm. Seriously, set a phone alarm for your nighttime routine. It sounds silly, but it works, especially if you're forgetful. 5. Hydrate after cleansing. A light moisturizer helps lock in hydration and protects your freshly cleaned skin. 6. Change pillowcases regularly. A clean pillowcase reduces bacteria transfer to your skin. Aim to swap it out every few days. And 7. Be kind to your skin. Don't scrub too hard or use harsh products. The goal is to clean, not irritate. At the end of the day, literally, skipping your nighttime face wash might feel harmless, but over time, your skin keeps the receipts. It shows up as breakouts, irritation, dullness, and even premature aging. And honestly, your skin deserves better. And so do you. It takes, 2 minutes? That's a tiny price to pay for healthy, glowing skin. So tonight, when your bed starts whispering, skip your skincare, tell it to wait. Your skin's got unfinished business.